Hey everybody, I'm here with Jericho and Full Perp. Jericho's the creator of Remember the Flowers, and Full Perp is the creator of the two animations on this channel of Ad Astra and Echo, and also just a ton of comics for adults who are adults. How's everybody going? How's everyone doing?
Pretty good. I finished playing League of Legends for the day, and now I got some coffee, and now I'm ready to read some visual novels.
Today we're playing Beek, which is a game that neither of you had heard of when I brought it up, despite it being made by Studio Klondike, who, like, is kind of one of the people that kind of got the furry visual novel wave moving, because they made Nekojishi, and it's like, I don't know if anyone knows about this game. That's interesting. But this might be a recording challenge. We'll see how this goes. So it's made for phones, but there's a PC version, and it's meant to happen in real time. So it's like, it's happening in real life in some way. I don't know how this is going to go. We'll see how this goes story-wise. But got it. Use headphones for the best experience. Specifically furry headphones for your funny little ears. Tap to begin. Hello? Hello? What should I say? If you can see this, please help me out. Okay, so immediately, this is more full screen than I thought it was going to be.
This is like, yeah, this is my Telegram UI.
Shit, I've messed up. Let's see, who is this? They're typing. Thank God. And then music starts, okay. Can you help me? I've got no idea what's going on, but you're the best chance I've got.
Is there a time limit for the choices?
Yeah. This...
I'm curious to see what happens if you don't pick anything.
Slightly worried about the process of recording this. Let's see, what do you want about? We'll probably have a chance to, like, theorize or interrogate, like, how to react and what to do here.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have stickers?
Do we have stickers? Eggplant emoji? So if these messages are getting delivered, then I've got to be on Earth, right? So last thing I remembered was taking a nap. Then I find myself in the middle of the forest. According to my phone, I was only asleep for 10 minutes max. There's no way I could get from my room to the middle of a forest. Sorry, I'm freaking out a little. Got it. It's like I went poof and turned up somewhere else. This is crazy. What is this, magic? Time travel? Who doesn't love those kinds of stories these days? Before you ask, no, there's no goddesses, mages, or mystical circles of chalked runes in sight. And if such a thing was the case, who'd be responsible enough to just dump me in the middle of nowhere like this? Huh.
So is this an isekai where we aren't the ones being isekai? No, yeah. So it's not isekai?
Isekai.
It's Marco if he had a phone. It was like, honey, where'd you go?
You're overthinking this? Excuse me.
Don't make me, I'll do it.
Do it.
Do it? Fuck. You're overthinking this.
And this is like a very common occurrence in this world.
Dude, you're overthinking this. I could just gonna be mean to this person. Skip. Oop. Language, quick game. Nope. Yeah, it's probably nothing to be worried about. After all, I'm able to talk with you. If I was really sent across time and space to some magical forest, I wouldn't be able to send a text message, right? I'm glad, though. Somehow, my contacts got corrupted and I wasn't able to get in touch with anyone. I basically started messaging numbers at random. I was beginning to think I had no signal at all here. Nothing went out, nothing came back. That is, until I lucked out with you. Calling emergency services was a dud, too. So, yeah, you're the only one who's replied to me. Sorry to take your time, if you're busy, that is. But if it's okay with you, could you talk with me a little longer? I'm alone here. I'm a bit scared. No, I'm done.
Sure, period.
Oh,
that's probably the CG gallery.
Let's guess what these suggestible shapes might be. This looks like Carl being grabbed by the horns by Flynn.
What?
Anyway.
That one looks like a close-up of a hyena.
It's a bit of a Rorschach test.
This guy gives us like paragraphs, and we're just like, sure.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't.
We're just. It's you know, bottom versus top texting. Thank you. I know all this sounds crazy, but I want to make you believe me. My name is Beek. I swear I'm real. That's not a real name. You can't trick me.
Now I'm like, now I'm not so sure if you're real.
Yeah. What do you mean your name is Beek? Was it? What happens if you ignore them?
I was gonna say, I'm surprised. Like, I wonder if at some point it's like this could have been like a scammer. Like that's my thing. I wouldn't reply to anybody in this day and age. I'm gonna ignore them.
I'm gonna see what happens if you just
died in like Dark Souls font.
Oh, sorry, I was busy. I was getting a coffee.
Oh, he's typing?
Oh, if I describe what I see, you might be able to help me. Just gonna blow past being ignored. Just text through it. So as I said, I'm in a forest. The only way I can describe the plants is a little weird. At least I've never seen these plants before, but I've lived in cities my whole life. Not like I'm an expert biologist. Frowny face, flat face, I guess. At least it's not a rainforest, and I can see the sky easily through the trees. Looking at the sun, I'd say it's pretty low on the horizon. It's a bit chilly, too. I guess it might be twilight. That doesn't match the time on my phone. Or maybe in the morning? You think I'm in a different time zone? There's no way, right? Holy, that's a lot of messages. I'm a paragraph typer. I can't do this.
Yeah, same. If somebody blew up my phone like that, I'd be like, oh, okay.
It's like 75 individual messages. Did someone die? Yeah, easy now. Take a deep breath. That's my hint that you should hit enter less. I'm gonna nag the horribly isolated, scared furry. I heard this was what game was. Sorry, I'm getting carried away. Uh-huh. Let them type for a second, and I'll go snatch up our group Fugi again and see if I can reincorporate it. Let's see. I shouldn't bore you by waffling on about me being trapped in the middle of nowhere and gonna be dead soon. There we go, our Fugis are back as a group in the corner. I shouldn't bore you by waffling on. I just have to think about this from a new angle. Okay, I managed to climb to a higher place to look around. Looks like I'm in the middle of a valley. Oh, I think I see something from down there. There's a ridge in the way, so I can't get a clear line of sight. Specifically, I think I saw something moving. Doesn't feel like an animal, though. Maybe a person? This is like getting the audio logs in a horror game, except they're typing it all out manually, which feels like so much more work for the level of descriptive they are. Ah, yeah, the same spot's been moving about for a while now. I don't think an animal would do that. They'd give away their spot to predators, right? I don't...
Does this person know about the existence of furries or not? That's the real
Are they a furry? I don't know. What if this is a game of getting cucked? He goes to like a furry isekai planet, and he meets the local furries, and he like meets his amicus and goes through all the relationship drama and all the curves and blah blah blah. And then it ends in like sex scenes and CGs and so on, and we just get photos sent to us on Earth, and none of it happens to us.
Just living vicariously.
It's just like being at a furry convention where your friends are having way more fun than you.
No.
These are the same answer, basically. I guess keep your distance implies don't approach, and be careful. It says be careful. I want to throw him into the furry as fast as possible, because why not? Make some poor survival horror choices so that we can see the husband. I'm right. They hated me because I was right. No need to worry, I won't get too close. After all, I could be some huge animal with a huge triangular top-heavy animal, and on top of the food chain, ready to gobble me up. But I still need to check, otherwise I'm not getting anywhere. I'll be really, really careful. I wish I could make the font bigger.
Is there is a settings, but oh no, that was just a game settings.
Yeah, it's just like effects on and off, trophies, I guess.
I'm guessing right now that this is a Unity game.
No, like change it to be horizontal mode or not. I think we have to wait in real time for them to check out. So how do you think
iPads
how do you think it's gonna go? Probably both. It automatically scaled to my entire PC screen.
Yeah.
So that surprised me. I looked up Let's Plays to see what the format would be, and it looked like it was going to be phone-shaped, but it might have been people recording their phones. So I was like, oh, that's why I was prepared to have our Foogies on the sides of the screens to like fill the empty space. And then I was like, it's not shaped like I thought it would be. I think we do wait the real amount of time that takes for them to approach the creature / have their meet cute.
Oh, so you like?
This is a weird amount of time for a game to.
I mean, that's kind of cool. Like you have a messenger app and there
would
be real.
Yeah, what?
Oh, hi.
I clicked on bookmarks and I immediately see Mr. Bear Chaps.
Oh my God, Jesus!
This might this might be a little bit of a spoiler to have already on the menu.
That's what I'm curious. Like neither of these look like they've been people that have been isekai'd recently.
No, are they? Maybe they're routes. Are they both in the game?
Definitely, some of those CGs were like just the brown bear guy. So
yeah, interesting. What if this game's meant to be played like immersively?
I was gonna say, imagine like you go to work and then you didn't reply to your text and then you find out he died. And you have to start all over again.
Well, I'm just like, what if the point of the game is that he goes through his stuff entirely in real time and it's supposed to be blowing up your phone like throughout the day as like an immersive, fun narrative experience, but it's like antithetical to the idea of a recordable Let's Play because it just like stops working as a game for 20 minutes at a time. I'm starting to worry a little bit.
That would be pretty legendary. Yeah, I'm still wondering what this whole experience is even supposed to be. Like, mechanically.
That's very funny. Like, we might be in trouble, boys.
If you click the text box, does anything happen? Like, kind of expecting to have like you there?
There is a skip. There was a skip thing in the options, but
skip mode on.
You have to press a button. What happens if you press enter or like anything?
Let's see. Bring up the menu, the page of the thing. Skip mode might be for skipping stuff you've seen before.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Skip mode removes the wait time between messages excluding typing so you'll be able to replay the entire game in a single sitting. But does it work now?
That sounds like you're not supposed to play it in a single sitting.
I wonder if... yeah, it does sound like you're not supposed to play it in a single sitting. It's supposed to... I think it is supposed to be like an immersive thingy. I wonder if skip mode works, and they might have added it to the PC mode to make it easier to go.
I love it despite how slow it is.
Let's see. My thing is I think skip mode might only activate when... It might only check when the wait starts, so I might have to quit game and replay the part so far with skip mode on. Which will be faster because I won't be like joking or whatever. Have to begin. Oh. Okay, we're good. We did it. Wait, you guys can't see this. Share screen. it broke. It broke when I closed the game. There we go. Let's see. Oh, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I think it was a large anthroman. I think they met a large anthroman that didn't wear a lot of clothes. What's going on? I'm naive to the genre.
Send pics.
Typing. Okay, I know this. I'm not on Earth.
Are we on Earth?
What do you mean?
I'm so confused.
All right, our frame of reference is that we're on Earth, or they're talking to us like we're on Earth, and we have a normal phone, which means that we're light years apart from the furry men. Wouldn't it hurt to find out they're real, but you can't go?
Imagine you're not the ISEKAI.
Likely.
I know this sounds wacky, but you know the concept of beastmen, right? Like a human with animal features. Think werewolves, satyrs, minotaurs. I'm really trying to avoid the obvious word that everyone's thinking right now, even though I'm one of them as a creator. So, getting to my point, I just saw 2 beastmen walking around. All right, crazy, sure, but let me explain a bit more. So there's a camp here, and 2 animal people, i.e. beastmen, this is how people type, looks like they're in the process of packing it up. One of them is a bear carrying a sword on their back, as long as they are tall. Considering he looks nearly 2 meters tall, they write meters like that. It's bloody massive, they say bloody. We're getting a lot of clues. His body is covered in fur, lined with thick scars across his arms and chest, leading to an imposing aura that's hard to shake. But the other one looks kind of adorable. He looks like a big dog with fluffy white fur and wears plate armor that glistens in the morning sun. I'm watching him pack up the tent now. His hands are more human than animal, just with more fur. I bet all this sounds impossible to believe. I wish I could prove it. They're right in front of me. No pic, no proof. No pic, no proof.
No proof.
Obviously. Let's check your data plan from across the galaxy. Typing. They're not typing. They're photographing. They better be. I had a feeling you'd ask that. No idea if that's going to work, but it's worth a shot. Okay, the sound and flash is off. They probably won't see me, but just in case. Alright, I've got a good shot. Here goes nothing. I click on it. There it is.
Uh-oh.
You fucker.
There's the play it on a phone.
How dare you?
So,
why would it open sideways? It literally is this shape in here.
Crazy. What the hell?
That's an unfortunate bit of can I open it? Why? Wait,
what?
why is the PC port like this? It's okay, we'll look at it here.
Oh, we have it there.
This is most of the picture. Yeah. Yeah, it's what we saw before. Is the real time limit still happening? Nope. We can just say we don't see it and deny them. We can gaslight them about whether or not the furries are real. Should we confirm what they see?
I feel like we have to assume I would just say, yeah, I see it.
When do I get to see the furries? Am I just living through somebody else?
I think that's what this game is, yeah.
Yeah. This is fucked up. Let's see if I can open with the volume thing, because it's too loud. There we go. Music loud. You got it? Awesome. Now you understand why I'm like this, don't you? Why I'm a furry? Because they're shaped like this.
More than you know.
Even if you don't believe me fully, you should at least get agree that I'm no longer on Earth. Besides, never mind. Forget that. Oh, looks like they're about done packing up. What should I do? Should I go up and speak with them before they leave? How are they going to react? Have they ever seen a human before? I'm freaking out a little right now. Worst case, they think I'm dangerous and straight up attack me. Oh, right, they never met them. Then I'm totally dead. I already told you about the massive-ass sword. But take a chance and wander around this forest forever? Okay, what should I do? What if he just dies? What if it ends with him dead? You should run up there.
Ask them for help or keep hiding.
Yeah, you should try to act bigger than them to scare them.
He's a human protagonist. He's a twink. We know it.
It's the only available option. There never is a furry isekai where a big jacked gym rat man is there to topple all of the femboy furries. That never makes it. And I'm not asking for it, so that's probably why.
Oh, this time limit is really long.
Yeah. Well, especially if it's meant to be played in your pocket, like, they need to give you time to even notice the messages. So it's relatively fair.
That'd be, yeah, I don't think I could do this when I have work.
No, you have to. I could do it at my old job. I was miserable. Like basically they could keep. I imagine you probably meet them either way. So it's whether a matter of whether we want to like observe them more, or if we want to just immediately put them in danger and see what happens.
I feel like they might be more in danger if they get left behind. That's more my thought. Is like
they just
ask
get
for help
lost
because you fucking need it. Like stop texting me.
They just get lost in the cold. And they get parasites.
Oh God.
They need to quickly find people to take care of them for when they come down with all the diseases this forest is going to give them.
Yeah, all the ISEKAI antibodies that you don't have.
They're going to get War of the Worlds. Ask them for help. Do it. Do it now. Okay, let's do this. So it's showing my... It's actually not showing the real clock. The clock is lying. It's just almost what time it is now. Okay, let's do this. If I don't take this chance now, who knows how much longer I'll be stuck in this forest. I'm just assuming they'll hurt me. Maybe it'll be fine. I just gotta think positive. I'm gonna talk to them.
Love that.
However it goes, I'll try and message you and let you know. I'd be glad if you're still here to talk. Hey, you still there? Managing to text you without them noticing. Okay?
Oh, that's really
I'm a little afraid that
you're doing the skip function.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid my phone might think they might think my phone's a weapon. Okay. Take it easy. I guess. Yeah, the one downside of this feature is the fact that like the time codes are meant to be like a storytelling device of how much time has passed, but instead it's like vaguely saying what time it is. It's like off by 3 minutes for some reason, but yeah, I know. I'm just a little anxious. Yeah, I can't talk to strangers. There's nothing new. There's nothing here. No sign of help. No rescue rangers. No police squad. I've been captured. They think I'm a demon or something. That's not even the weirdest part. Somehow we can understand each other perfectly fine. Still trying to convince them I'm not a demon, though. Saying I'm human doesn't help because they have no idea what that is. Freaking colon V face. When people started using that, I was genuinely like, what the fuck does that mean? You keep using it at me and I can't tell what the expression means. They're asking me to reveal my summoner or disclose my contract. We both know that's gibberish to us. So now they've got me locked up. Something about free demons needing to be restrained. Ooh. Oh, I'm so relieved they didn't beat me to a pulp. You know the bear's sword I mentioned? It's insane up close. No way to want to be on the receiving end of that thing. Ooh. They're talking to me now. I'll give you the TLDR. They're talking to me now. I just quickly typed that out while they're talking to him. Imagine that. Sounds like they're going to take me away with them. Not sure if it's a good thing. At least I'll be able to get out of this forest, probably. The Samoyed, like, werewolf is called Acro. The bear with the sword is called Veef. Veef. Strange names, huh? They just said something about enrolling me as their familiar spirit. Uh-huh. Is their name Beek? They said their name was Beek at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But they said these names are weird. What is Beek as a name?
Yeah, they are pretty...
Demon or human? Wait. What do these mean as responses? What does human question mark mean as a response?
Yeah, I'm not a little confused by this reaction.
Human? Demon?
Demon question mark?
Who knows what the hell that means? You know what beastmen are, but you've never heard of a demon? Not like I can fight at this point.
I think he's saying that he doesn't know what a familiar spirit would be.
Yeah.
Blowing past it.
If they're gonna keep me boxed up like this, you may as well describe me as their pet. Or if, like, we're talking some fantasy kingdom, maybe a slave. Discoursing, let's go.
Jeez.
They're leaving now. Text you soon. Stay safe is the only option. I wonder what variability there was available up until now, besides, like, I guess the option to not talk to them. That's a weird response after being enslaved. I've been going back and forth in my mind, but I just don't know how I should handle the situation. How do I deal or cope with this? What's the matter? He just said that he was enslaved. I don't think that we're very invested as a participant in this conversation.
It's wild to me that, like, we are his therapist, his rock.
Yeah.
Some people they get into it with their internet friends.
How TMI are they gonna get later? Is what I'm wondering.
Are they gonna give us the play-by-play when they're like, you know?
Exactly. That's what I'm realizing is, like, there's at some point he's going to take a picture of a guy laying on his bed
with his like.
I'm in another world with no idea what's going to happen to me. That's what. What do you want me to do? This should be impossible. I'm not the adventurous type, you know? My whole life I've lived in a city. I've barely had to walk on my own, let alone figure out where to go or what to do. I don't know how to feel comfortable, let alone keep up with these two warrior guys. Ooh. So they got fed up with my complaining and decided to carry me. Why in quotes? Is not literal? Before I could protest, next thing I knew, one of them pulled out a bottle and pointed at me. Then you guessed it, now I'm stuck in a bottle. I didn't guess that.
Oh.
I didn't guess that at all. Normally people make you drink from bottles when they point them at you. What? And now I can't tell how it works. What I can do is tell you a little bit about where I am. It's like a foggy white nothingness in here. The floor below is squidgy, but I can only feel it, not see where it is. Also, my cell phone works in the genie lamp. All I can see is myself and this phone. What kind of place is this? So, if you can fit me in here, what stops a massive monster? I wonder if only familiars can come in here? That is, if I'm really considered one. The thing about being in here that annoys me the most is having no idea what's going on outside. And what happens if they break the bottle? Do I die? Did I just fall out? How'd I end up in this mess? That's an entire Pokeball conundrum all in one go.
Jericho, you and I just finished reading a visual novel that did this exact same thing to it.
Like a Pokeball? Wait, it's actually, Pokeball's actually an option. Uh-huh. Are you a Pokemon fan, Beek? So I'm Pokemon, am I? Beek, use confusion. That's not very effective. No, you're supposed to hurt yourself in your confusion. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm a human. I wish I could become a Pokemon. It sounds better than my situation right now. Reality sucks, doesn't it? I mean, maybe you are a Pokemon now. How is it? Is it really different? Well, that's just how it is. I'm probably stuck here until they reach their destination. I mean, I want to talk to you, but I just don't feel like... Even though I still want to talk to you, I don't feel like... I just want to listen to music for a while.
I'm kind of busy too.
Yeah, okay. Cool story, bro. So me and the boys are gonna catch the game.
Just talk to your furry friends over there.
This is like an existential nightmare for me as a Let's Player. The idea to have to like having to maintain a real-time conversation all day. You're like, no, please, I need to actually do something at some point. I'm kind of busy too. It's a very funny response.
Godspeed, soldier.
So the implication is it's now been probably hours. Ignore the time code. Oh, apologies. Actually, it's fine if you don't want to respond to me all the time. Just sometimes... I don't want to be left alone. I want to be reminded that you're there. This is now an AFK game. You could just, like, forget about it like your Animal Crossing village and just find it full of holes. He's gonna be full of... His holes are gonna be full. I mean...
Huh?
Okay, I just got out of the bottle, finally. Looks like we arrived in some village. From the sounds of it, we're going to be proceed with the formal process of me becoming a familiar. Not sure what this place is. A guild for mages or beast tamers? Maybe an adventurers guild? The staff is handing over something. Oh no, it's not. They put a collar on me. And no, I'm not into that sort of stuff. It's the sort of collar you'd give a dog, but a bit wider. If I had to say, they wouldn't hear the end of it. Okay, they decided whose name to sign me under now. Who do you think? I don't think it makes much of a difference. It's a route split, isn't it? You're picking the bear or the dog. I like the idea that he's actively typing this entire time during the ceremony. Okay, do you guys want a bear or a wolf? We know nothing about them. Besides that one of them's cute and one has a sword.
Acro is a simoleon werewolf. Does that mean he has the potential to get big and scary?
I don't think so, because he's just trying to describe what he's looking at. So it's like, it's like a werewolf, because like a wolf man. I don't think there's no implication that it has that there's powers involved. It's just bear.
Acro is subby as hell. You can tell just looking at him.
Just picking between these two characters for the route.
I like Acro's design.
But you like the belly.
No comment. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the storytelling that we're just getting the play-by-play.
It's coming at us quick. We have total responsibility over this person's fate, and we know nothing about these people.
Until his phone battery runs out.
Oh no. The conversation just dies after like 8 hours. You're like, well, hope it worked out. Veef is such a horrible name.
Yeah.
I do not like Veef as a name.
I like Acro's design.
But chaps.
He does have his chaps
Bear
out
chaps.
and almost everything else out.
Yo. One of these is dressed like a mystic knight in a fantasy isekai setting. The other one is dressed the other one's dressed like actual bears you will find at Folsom.
Wait, is that his armor or his thighs out?
He's got assless chaps. Like I don't
yeah, those are his thighs.
No. For Acro, are that his thighs right there? Or is that part of his armor?
I think that's armor because it looks like it's over the blue part.
Yeah, I don't think he had like.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder what happens if we don't pick. Also.
Oh.
He's executed on the spot for indecision, despite not being in control of the situation. Quick, guys, vote.
I can defer to Jericho on this one. I think
that's not voting. I think everyone's voting. All right, Acro.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay!
I said everybody vote, and then Jericho just sat in silence. Didn't say anything.
I cast my vote for Acro.
Acro.
I could take Acro in a fight if I had to.
Can you?
I could take him.
He looks like he weighs twice as much as you.
Nah.
True, Acro does look more friendly. I've had a chance to talk with him a few times now, and he seems to care about me a bit. I didn't say any of this before, which would have been helpful information for the choice. Really, saying anything about them would have been helpful before the
exactly.
choice. Beef, on the other hand, doesn't seem like the type to say much.
This is definitely the whole game, yeah.
We're just experiencing the story, somebody else's story.
A very chatty texter that just cannot get off of Facebook Messenger while he's currently in an isekai. If Acro's my master, it would probably be easier to get along with. I'm not sure if my opinion matters at all, but I'll ask. After they finish registering me, they just shoved me back in the familiar bottle. So now I'm stuck in here until they finish whatever it is they're doing. Way to make me feel bad about all the Pokemon left in their Pokeballs. Whenever I can bring anything in here, at least something to look at. At least I've got my phone. Oh no. I wonder what other familiars do to pass their time. It must be horrible. This whole situation is so inhumane. I'm in another world full of sights and wonders, and I probably can't even imagine, and I'm being stuck cradled around in this bottle filled with nothing, which really saves on the world building. It's literally somebody who's trapped periodically in a case where all they can do is blow up my phone all day. No.
You're a worry gut?
What is that?
A worry
gut. A worry guts. What the fuck does it say? That feels like such a mean thing to say to someone who's been kidnapped. Hey, at least you've got me. I'm in it for the CGs.
This must have been a pretty cheap game to produce.
I can tell that's the goal here, is to kind of like experiment with how to
if it's
tell
just
story.
CG, that's crazy.
Thanks. Hey, they let me out again. Looks like I'm in a library, or a study of sorts. The floor and tables are strewn with books and draft paper. Cool. Acro and Veef are still, I can't get over his name, sitting across from a rabbit with glasses. They're talking to each other. The room only has 3 chairs, so I'm standing off to the side. They're talking about me to the rabbit. Let's call him Mr. Rabbit from now, so I don't think I caught his name, and rabbit was apparently not descriptive enough. Now we know gender and name. This is about me, so it's my business, but it doesn't look like there's any intention to include me in the conversation. Acro explains everything that happened this morning. Mr. Rabbit has them insist I didn't see any magic circles or summoners. Sounds like they only let me out to show Mr. Rabbit what I look like. Mr. Rabbit walked away to do some research. He's reading a book, I presume a tome of familiars. Acro and Veef are still talking about me on their next trip. Are taking me on their next trip. They rattle off a dozen names of places I have no clue about as they replan their route. Doesn't look like they're paying attention to me. Might take a look around. I was about to flip through a book when Veef grabbed my hand. His hands are huge. TBH, could probably wrap around my forearm with his grip. Ooh. I'm looking around a bit more. One of the windows is open. Seems like as long as I don't touch anything, I can walk around. I'm surprised they're not more wary about me running away. It's like they don't care about me, but they don't want me dead either. Maybe I should try talking to them? Or could I just try to escape this whole situation before the familiar thing gets out of hand? I feel like there's a leash, right? The collar? I feel like we're going to find out that the collar is why they're not concerned about him running away. And he's going to find out the hard way what that does. Question is whether or not we should make him do it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the stakes are. I'm curious. I'm leaning more towards the second option to see what happens. Just
to see what happens, see if we can like pump up the stakes. Unhinged amount of narration for somebody to be typing with their phone.
That is kind of the whole issue for me.
It's
so
very
far.
funny.
It's very unnatural.
Maybe I should look around. Oh, there's like windows, or I don't know. It's like, okay, man. It's just really hard to imagine someone writing all that out. Apparently, we have like an hour to respond. See, do you want to go through him getting away?
Get away.
Yeah. So, bad news. Head come off. Right, I should escape before they realize something's up. With that bottle to contain me, I don't think I'll get many chances to get away with like this. Gotta seize this opportunity while I have it. Okay, time to jump out a window. Wish me luck! On the ground floor? Alright, I made it out. Oh.
Yeah.
I've been running through back streets for a while now. I hope I lost them if they were chasing after me. No idea if I'm safe or not, but at least I'm out of there. Maybe it's a tracking collar. It'd be very funny if it's just a collar and there's nothing stopping him. Not that I'm out of the woods. In fact, I'm not even in the woods yet. I don't really want to describe some of the stuff I've seen in these streets. What? What are you seeing?
What does that mean?
I gotta try and make it some place with a lot of people. Even though everyone I've gone by has stared at me, no a single one of them has said a word. Hey, you think it's the collar? Maybe because I'm a familiar to someone, they don't care about me. Not sure how I think about that. Well, we've already established that there's no humans here, so it's probably that. All right, walking towards a crowded market now. I'm going to see if I can try and blend in with the crowd. Should make it hard to find me. Wait, I'm the only not beastman here. If they start asking around, I'll stick out like a sore thumb. Because I look like a thumb compared to everybody. If I had money, I'd be able to buy a scarf or something to cover my face. Guess I've got two options. Go search the village back streets to find something somewhere to lay low, or stick into the market crowd and hope they don't come looking for me. Both are better than standing out around looking lost. So would we hide? Do we hide in the crowd or in the nowhere?
I'd say hide in the alley.
Yeah, hiding in the crowd doesn't make sense if you're trying to
stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it's like there's like an element of like if you're just around people, everyone will just collectively be like, well, someone else's responsibility. I assume this is normal for some reason. But also the moment somebody asks, they're like, okay, the pink one, weirdo over there. There's a 5'4" bottom walking around.
Oh my God.
Hide in the alley, I think.
I think too, if all of us have any guilt of anything that happens.
I don't know what's happening. He's even refusing to describe things for some reason. It's so dirty. You grew up in the city. What's the point if they find me out in the open? I'll try and find somewhere to hide. Wish me luck. Jeez, this stinks. I don't know how long I should hide for. Maybe until tomorrow? Just hide indefinitely with no particular goal? Sure, the longer I hide the better. But this place is, just now, run away now or take a closer look. It sounds... He didn't even finish typing the word. Should probably run, right? If anything's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
Time, run away now.
Yeah. The pattern of furry isekais deems that when you run away, then that's time to get saved by your love interest. So,
I just ran into a police officer. I love the music changes.
Yeah.
Or should I call them guards? He asked about my master. All I can say is that I'm lost. Sounds like they know what's up. They're going to escort me back to Mr. Rabbit's home. Womp womp. Immediately caught by the police again. Maybe this is why they're that unworried. What should we ask about what they saw? Because we don't know what it was. I'm amused by the fact that they responded with just an exclamation point instead of just running. I know the need to create feedback,
yeah,
but
I'm curious about what he saw.
The verisimilitude is very funny, where you're like, what do you mean? Like, what? What about that thing you saw? Was it a Grim? Was it a Grim from Ruby? I haven't seen it since running into the guard. Was it a Grim? Feels like it was moving inside the shadow. It felt gross, like a chunky worm slithering across the ground, like a Grim from Ruby. Not sure how else I could explain it. It's like some kind of magic. Maybe I'm safe from whatever it was because I'm with the guard now. I'm back at the house now, inside the void bottle to be specific. Veef was waiting for me at the door while Acro had gone out to look for me. Veef was glaring at me, but I wonder if he was worried about me? So there's a chance. He didn't say anything, scolding or not. Maybe this guy isn't the badass he lets on. After a while, I was back in the void bottle until Acro returned. Acro then proceeded to nag me for trying to run away. He really isn't the kind of guy you can take seriously when they're angry. Oh, his angry face just made him look cuter.
I'd like to see it.
Uh-huh. But he asked me why I didn't trust them. Feels bad.
Feels bad, man. Can I get a like in the chat?
Maybe I should give them more time before I make up my mind, that is. After all, I don't think I've had a decent conversation with them yet. I think that might have to wait until later. I'm way too exhausted to be bothered with anything else right now. I feel like I haven't had a break since I came here and woke up in the forest. And for a void, this floor ain't too bad. What? Sorry for the trouble, but I think we can call it a night.
All right. You're the boss, chief.
They're asking why you didn't trust them. Like, well, they kidnapped you, and then they double kidnapped you into a void dimension, and then they won't talk to you.
I don't know that our guy has caught on yet, but he's clearly some equivalent of a slave.
Even though he said it to us. But it's like, what do you mean? Why would they say, why didn't we trust them? It's like, you're not earning trust, Acro. I don't know if you didn't catch up onto that, but like, this is not a great way to treat people. Sure, good night. It's a little surreal seeing an extremely widescreen phone interface in like the opposite direction. Good night. I really hope I'll still be able to talk to you tomorrow. Morning! Oh my god, it's just like what it feels like to fall asleep sometimes. And I'm not used to getting up this early in the morning. Hey, hope I'm not bothering you by messaging at this time.
No, everything's fine.
If you're busy, feel free to ignore me, but say hi if you want to. Good morning. I'm reminded of the fact that I did a playthrough of Firewatch where I just ignored Delilah the entire playthrough and just didn't respond. And it's very funny when games let you do that. You can just be cursed. You're online, awesome. Just finished breakfast, well, breakfast of sorts. It was a soup that smelt of raw meat and some bread that was hard and chalky. Putting the soup and bread together, I managed to stomach it somehow. I do kind of wonder what happens in this game if you just immediately refuse to respond from the beginning. We might have to check that afterwards. Acro said it's basically the best you can get around here since this town is so far in the middle of nowhere. I should be lucky it's mostly edible. Makes me think about how good we have it back home. Not everyone is so fortunate, but at least you won't be able to call something like this food. Maybe just like our world, this world will have a massive feast waiting for me. Filled with flavors and delicacies I couldn't even imagine. Ah, dreams. You know what? I wonder what kind of meat was in the soup. Like, I saw this boar guy earlier. So would that mean that they don't have pigs in this world? What about pork? You know what? Thinking about this too hard is probably a bad idea.
Go down this path.
Don't ruin bacon in the furry universe. Now, today they've told me they're going to test my power. Huh? Well, I told them I'm a normal person. I don't think they understand the magnitude of how weak I actually am. Pretty sure common demon was the term they used. In any case, that's the plan for today. If you ask me, a day is overkill. It'll take 30 minutes for them to work out. I'm pretty useless. That is, unless the summoning gave me any other powers. Who knows what could happen now that I'm shoved into a magical glass bottle. Unless you want me to believe that's normal. Oh, looks like they're leaving now. Talk soon.
Take care.
Losing my mind a little bit because I have to talk pretty quickly to keep up with the pace of the messages. There's no speed setting. Take care. Enjoy your demon training.
I have to point out that in every single furry isekai I've read, there has been a description of nasty medieval bread, like including Astra.
Everyone's so offended by this alternate universe's bread. Thank you. I'll be careful for sure. Hey, you there? I'm not. What?
With the tilde. Whoa.
Why? Wait. What? You get to be so sassy, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with them that you responded while saying you're not. Whatever.
It's the persona dialogue approach where you're either a completely nice person or a jackass.
For no reason. Well, I've got some news for you, buddy. So do you have magic powers? Well, since I complained to Acro about not wanting to spend so much time in the bottle, we decided to go out and get me some new clothes to help fit in. That's not demon training. It feels good to finally have something to wear. Plus, we got a few extras. Did you not have clothes before? Since they're my own belongings, are they going to be put in the bottle, apparently? Now, why they can't use magic like that to make breakfast a bit better? Nah. I guess I should ask them a bit more about putting them in a bottle. I guess I should ask them a bit more about putting them in the bottle. Also, the outfit they picked out looks pretty cool. I can send you a pic if you like. Nah, you disgust me. Furry bought it. Furries only. No other characters can exist in the setting. I don't want to acknowledge.
I want to see the assets and then check the gallery to see how many we've missed.
Yeah. Show me, show me. I wonder if there's bad ends.
I wonder what Acro or any of these people have to say. It's like, hey, I'm taking a picture right now.
They don't know what pictures are, I guess.
Maybe this is the magic power that they think we have.
Yeah. Okay, one sec. Holy, what's the matter? Is it that the clothes can't be photographed? Or is it about how fucked up the photograph comes out inside the
Assuming they're like
thing?
Really skimpy or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you're barely wearing anything.
But they were already wearing it, right? Some strange dude just appeared out of nowhere. Hi!
What the hell is happening?
Just a fun little tiger guy.
Cute. I like him.
Hi.
We're doing...
With one evil anime
Whoa!
eye.
Some strange guy came out of nowhere. Let me just click. Send it to my friend.
Yeah, a black tiger just flies out of the floor of the room, covered in bandages and a spooky eye. All right, can you marry him?
That's definitely a Studio Klondike design right there.
Yeah. Well, I was about to take a photo. He appeared from the shadow all of a sudden. He almost touched me. I'm fucking scared. I'm fat.
What?
I don't know. I have no idea where he went. Couldn't see anything after I took the photo. Maybe it's from the flash? Like, what if the flash revealed him and he's invisible standing behind me right now? Ah, what should I do? I don't know. You just keep trying. Why didn't you just try again immediately if you thought
Day
that?
2 into my isekai, you would not hear from me. I'd be like, peace.
Yeah.
Bye.
Like, sorry. There's a lot of chests in this dimension. I'm gonna go.
Don't look for me.
We should just run face first into Acro, right? What? Fuck the bottle.
True.
Bottles are stupid. Yes. That's right. I've got a picture of them. You're gonna reveal that this thing can take pictures now. That might be bad. I'll show it to Acro and Veef and see if they know anything. Both Acro and Veef said they didn't recognize the guy in the photo. Also, that they've confiscated my magic square. This game is now ended. I can't talk to you anymore. It sounds like it's a rare type of magic called shadow magic. They suspected it could be another demon. I wonder if a demon can look like a beastman. Maybe? They seem unbothered by your phone and that they let you keep it, apparently. I asked Veef. Demons can exist in whatever shape or form, so such things not impossible. Which is why it's common knowledge to assume that anything you haven't seen before is a demon. It seems like a self-fulfilling definition. I, for one, feel falsely discriminated. Anyway, so original plans today were to test my powers after shopping for gear, but now it sounds like we're going back to the hotel. It was a hotel? Since the shadow man appeared, while they used the word man, appeared while I was in the hotel, Veef said that it's best to check out ASAP and find somewhere else safer. So, guess it's time to find some other hotel? Sounds like they're just going to move towns at this point. Hey, is it okay for you to wait a minute, or would you rather I get you caught up on things tonight instead? Wait, what?
I guess either doesn't matter because we're about to. I guess it's like asking like if you're in the middle of something, you can like wait.
Yeah, maybe we're about to start a story segment.
It's like I'm thrown off because they both almost sound like the same thing. It feels like they're basically asking, would you like me to get back to you in a few minutes or hours from now? But can you wait a minute, or should I get cut up? I'm waiting a minute is later, so I'm like, it takes a moment to like guess what they mean. Let's look at the Tiger Man instead. Hi. And I can rotate. I can rotate the tiger, and it still works from this perspective. It's very funny that this gallery mode doesn't fucking it doesn't. They didn't make it like go in the right direction for PC. Yeah. Like they know I'm on a PC. Why'd they do that? That's very strange. This game costs $4, so it's not free. So they should probably fix that. Just
are they still pushing out updates for it?
This is 5 years old. No.
Yeah, this. No, I think it might have launched finished, but I'm not sure.
Oh,
yeah, I think this is just.
I think it's just. I think it was just a product and one and go thing. I guess I'm fine to wait because that sounds like the least amount of time to pass for most story or something.
Yeah,
as opposed to not. What?
It's gonna skip anyways, so we should get. I feel like we should do to find a talk tonight so we get the most story because we're gonna get more if we wait, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is this is the more granular updates, I guess, and this is like, talk to me 8 hours from now. Panicking. I wasted too much time looking at Tiger Man. Why is your name Beek? I'm not over that. All right, then I'll get back to you when we finish talking. That just feels like a strange question. I guess maybe it's like a chance to take a break if you're playing it on the phone mode.
Yeah.
Beef doesn't have a clue how the Shadow Men found me. We're staying in town a little longer than they planned, just in case I'm attacked again. Viv says it's safer, but Akro on the other hand worries about bystanders being dragged into any further events. Who knows what this shadow magic can actually do? Who knows if this guy even wants to hurt me for that matter? Might be safer to stay in the town, might not. But now we're going to swap hotels with another one in town and go test my abilities like we were planning for today. They want to have a good idea about what I can do in case we run into trouble. Guess it's time to do whatever this ability test is. Wish me luck, or rather give me some cheats to get out of this mess. Haha. Haha. You're a weak, sad human. What do you guys think? Do you think he's gonna manifest powers despite the obvious expectations? Or do you think he's just a human, and humans in this universe don't have any magic powers?
I would really like for him to have powers, so I'm hoping for
maybe he's like Superman and he's powered by the Earth's sun. And he just magically is. Yeah, that's the thing. Didn't he arrive on Earth and then he has superpowers on Earth basically, but not on Krypton? I think that's the lore. I don't know. It's the reverse world of the worlds. You get here and then you turn Bara. You guys, it's the Bara aura of this dimension. Dev mode engaged. Entering cheat mode / how do you turn this on? There. I've summoned a blue card with a machine gun in your RTS. This is a reference people understand. Thanks, I'll try something. Text later. Evening! You online? Did you turn those cheats on or something? I almost wish that they just hacked the time code July to make the time skips make sense. Did you turn on those cheats or something? Since it turns out I can do something cool thanks to you. Well, indirectly. Okay, the test went like this. First I tried to test my strength. No stronger than back home, of course. Then tried to see if I could use magic, but I couldn't feel it like they expected me to. They chalked it up to the magic principles of a demon are different than theirs. I think it's a bunch of hogwash. How am I meant to know about demonic magic or whatever? I'm a human after all, not some demon. Now, back to the point. After the test, I sat down to relax and listen to some music. Then I fell asleep. Uh-huh. That's the strange thing. I woke to find Acro passed out on top of me. I shook him awake and he said he tried to wake me up and fell asleep as well. As much as I wanted to enjoy his sweet sleeping face. At this point I put one and one together. So I decided to test my theory by playing another song, and voila, the music I play through my phone can affect other people. If this was an RPG party, I guess I'm the bard, if you know what I mean. With a bit of trial and error, I worked out me singing a song doesn't have the same effect. It only can come from my phone. I'd say I'm a good singer, but you can't have it all. The other condition is that the phone has to be in my hands for it to work. What?
Huh.
The phone has hypno powers? If it's tooting away happily by itself, or if Akro or Vief are holding it, no bueno. But it's something amazing, right? It's like I've got some special magic only I can use. Probably the best thing that's come out of coming here so far. Now we're going to go through my phone and see if there's any other magical stuff crammed in here. I've been showing my phone to the other two guys, and we lost track of time. It's getting dark, so we're about to leave. They were really impressed by the camera. It's sort of funny. They made me run around and take photos and videos of basically everything. Rip my storage. Send it all to me right now.
I was gonna say send it.
I would like to see what's going on.
It's like, why did you not send me a photo of Acro sleeping on you? You fool. When you've never seen anything that can take a photo before, I guess a digital camera must be the most amazing thing in the world. The flashlight was nothing special in comparison. The translation enchantment they also meant they could read the novels and comics I have on my phone for the most part, so they know about all of my tragic, toxic yaoi stories. Turns out the enchantment only works when I'm holding the phone. I let go and poof, the screen of obtuse obtuse squiggles to them. Didn't phase them really, just said that's how demon powers are or something. The camera was really only the tip of the iceberg. What they really got into was my comic collection, and that's the end of it. They've been reading my comics ever since. I barely got my phone away long enough to message you. And that's they, as in both of them. So they're just over both of his shoulders, just two muzzles on each of his shoulders as he pages through comics. He's just covered in giant. He's just covered in giant men. It's like when the fuck your dog lays on your shoulder on your couch or something and just moves in. To think the most important thing about me is my damn trashy comic collection. Trashy! So we ran into an issue. Since the whole page becomes gibberish as soon as it leaves my hand, I have to be holding the phone while they're reading anything. But these guys are pretty beefy. You can imagine it's not really possible for both of them to read over my shoulder, particularly Viv. So he's so tall that even while sitting he has to squat down, so I made a suggestion. I was ahead of the game. I knew where this was going. Sitting in their lap? But whose lap should I sit in, stranger? Should I sit in Armor Boy or Chaps Boy?
I'm definitely getting where this is like a Studio Klondike game now, because it's like, this is the vibe I get from Nekojishi, is it's like three furries that are way cooler than you are strangely charmed by you. Yeah, they're all attached to the strangely alluring boy failure. Yeah. Yep, you know it. I sat in their lap and let them look over that way. When my arms got tired, Viv would hold them up for me. They're so into these comics. I can't believe I got to lean into Viv's belly and read comics with him. His arms surrounding me with a big fuzzy embrace and his head next to mine. It was so awesome. Acker also had a turn. He wasn't as big as Viv, but he was comfortable and really soft, like really soft. The feel of his fluffy, soft fur, I could melt into his arms. Jelly? Oh, I mean, we have to ask for photos, obviously. Yeah. That's the whole point. This is our reward. This is our entire incentive structure for interacting with this person, is that he knows furries. This is the metatextual element here of like, it's like the reasoning of playing most furry visual novels. This is like you're getting to the story because it puts me in a story where furries are real.
You can't exactly get across the feeling of this sort of thing in photos anyway. I can't get across with the words you're saying.
You, yeah. That, and it'd be impossible for me to take photos since they were using the phone the whole time. Even with all the hassle, I think it's a pretty good afternoon. I even feel like my body feels softer somehow. Oh, sounds like we're heading back now. Guess they'll put me back in the bottle for the trip back to the hotel. Speaking of which, I want to test that thing out, and about putting stuff into the bottle. I don't have anything on me, so I'll have to ask one of them. What do you think? It's like...
They ask like if we can put things in... I assume if we can put the phone in the bottle, we could bring other things.
What if you just lose it in there?
Acro has graduated from Samoyed to werewolf.
Yeah, they're still calling them the werewolf. Let's see. Also, what do you mean? You just explain that you want to take a picture of them because it's a happy moment or something. That's the real thing people do in real life. Is they just take group photos.
Selfie time.
We've been so ripped off by Beek. I'm about to ghost them.
You're about to ghost them.
They didn't give us the image. They're like recreating why Perp was making the Ad Astra comics because they was like, where are the visuals for the thing you're saying?
Exactly. How fortunate.
It's like this scene is here as fan art bait. Got it. I'll ask them in a little bit. Acro gave me some blue fabric. No idea what it's for, but it's a test for a test. It's better than nothing. Okay, I tried going into the bottle holding both his sword and the fabric, but only the fabric came with me.
Huh.
I guess the theory is that I can only bring things that are considered mine or along those lines. How does the bottle know?
It can feel.
It just has a vibe. There's an affinity for the sword and an acro.
You are too much of a bottom to have a sword. I'm sorry.
No swords allowed. But is there a limit on that? Could I shove an entire warehouse of stuff in here? This is great. I wonder if I could start building a room for myself in here and make it a little more like home. Actually, forget it. I should probably wait until I know I can't go back home before I start plans like that. It's like saying
you want to come back?
Yeah.
Like,
both options are basically that too. Like, they're not even going to suggest the idea of wanting to find your own family again.
Yeah.
I feel like their explanation is like saying, I wouldn't want to have a bed in this hotel because I'm gonna go home. Like, why would I ever want to make this space nicer that I'm stuck in? Do you want to come back? Of course I want to. Sure, the beastmen are cool, but I've given up everything else in my life. How will I know how Dungeon Meishi ends? I'm not only missing my family and friends, but also AC, flushing toilets. Oh, that's new lore. And nice beds. All the basic stuff I don't even think twice about. I don't think you can expect a modern person to live outside of modern times. I want to find a way back, but that seems almost delusional. I don't even know how I got here. So I'll just have to focus on the basics right now. We're back in the village now, time skip, and Acro offered me to take me to the markets. I said yes, of course. I might as well make the most of the sights while I'm out here in the world. And I've missed out on getting to explore this village so many times now. By the way, were you interested? I can describe things as I walk around if you like. No, I don't want the game. I'm done, actually. I don't feel like knowing about. Oh, this is a very scroll. Oh, this scrolls. Okay, you can mouse. Okay, good.
Yeah.
The mouse wheel goes this quickly, which is cursed. See, I had a thought for it. So we now have learned there's no flushing toilets, which is probably why the alley smells really bad.
Yeah.
I've got bad
That was my
news.
immediate thought.
You've got a blood disease now. After 3 days of in-game time, the consequences of going that alley are going to manifest, and you're going to have a full body infection, and that's how the game ends. And then Alexios does his shit. Anyway. Sure, I would like to continue receiving the visual novel. Does this count?
No. There are no visuals.
There's visuals.
Like, I mean,
There's enough.
It's a visuals novel.
You have to call it that. Don't even try.
I don't know where the line is. Like, I also think, like, is Hearts Faster Than Light a visual novel? It has even more visuals than visual novels, but also doesn't follow the format of visual novels. Okay, I'll tell you what I can see. First is, it's a busy night. Night market filled with a grab bag of different beastmen species. I still won't say furries, but only ones with fuzzy fur, but not only ones with fuzzy fur, but also ones with scales like lizards and dragons. I'd say some are really big guys around 2.1 meters. Oh god, meters. Like Veef, while shorter people are like 1.5 meters. I know what these heights mean. So tall. It doesn't look like there are any kids around, which seems strange to me. Maybe I'll ask Aqua about it later. Moving on, most of the vendors are covered by canvas canopies. Some stand on their own while other... I keep losing my place because it keeps moving. Some stand on their own while most make it back onto houses and stores along the street. You're gonna come up here now. Which you can talk to. There we go, that works. No! Fuck!
This fruits me. You know what? You guys could scan this. There's shawls, local dress. Food vendors wear green shawls. There's color scheme of the shawls. Some strange guy came up behind me and asked me if I want one of his kebabs. I got a picture of the strange guy.
He's kind of cute.
Menacingly stabbing a kebab at you. Everyone is supposed to be so tall, but he looks like he's tiny and extremely round. Like he's just a ball. He's just a ball with ears. He's perp height.
It's a little difficult to navigate.
Yeah. Having him posted the photo kind of gives a different mood, doesn't it? He wasted no time handing me the skewer. I guess I should eat the kebab? Wasn't Acro with you? I'm out of time. I'm in a dilemma where I want the game to have skip mode because I don't want it to take 10 minutes or an hour to respawn, but I also want it to move like half as fast as it's moving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I lost him while I was walking around. You're right, I better find him. I wonder where he was last. What if you ate the kebab and just died? Immediately. He also told me to check the fountain on the hill, saying that it's worth a visit. Maybe he's a tourist guide? I smell something fishy. Maybe it's the kebab. Whatever, time to go find Acro and Veef. Finally found them once I go outside of the market. They were standing beside a fountain. They've been looking around and waiting for me. Why didn't they keep track of you? You're literally not from this place. Veef told me off and threatened to never let me out again if I got lost again. He couldn't really mean that, right? Just hold his little hand. He's scared and lost in these crowds. He couldn't really mean that, right? I tried giving Acro my best puppy dog eyes in protest. He's ignoring me, humming a little tune while pretending not to see. You think this is the fountain that strange kebab guy from earlier mentioned? The fountain surrounds a massive stone statue of a lion man. Probably a historical figure, mayor, or king, judging by how grandiose it is. I wonder if the Lion King is a common theme here, like in our world. Not that the craftsman is anything special. Damn, it's just large and vaguely shaped up close. Otherwise, it's just a normal fountain. I wonder if there's anything under the water. There's a guy in the water. No, I think it's just a reflection. But he reached out to me like he wanted to me to hold his hand. So you can grab the water guy's hand. A reflection of who? What do you mean? I think it was just a reflection. Of who? It's not you. That really narrows down. What do we do, guys?
Try and grab it.
Drama. Yeah, I was gonna say I want the drama.
Yeah, I want him to almost drown. Is that too much? Did I go too far? I want evil, supernatural, horror shit to happen. Okay. So phone's broken. We just appeared in the capital of the kingdom? I was about to grab his hand, then I felt dizzy, and I think I fell into the water. I was about to gab his hand. Rap, 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 rap. Acro and Veef tried to pull me out, and then they got pulled in with me. Then we appeared in the pool at the capital of the kingdom?
It's got dungeon meshed.
I'm still dripping a little bit. Yeah, you did get dungeon meshed. The fucking portraits. Was this some kind of teleportation magic? Transportation magic? Acro says he's heard about water magic being used for transportation between different places, but this was news to everyone, apparently. There's more pressing matters at hand, but wow, this fountain is really something else. So no one planned this. We just isekai'd our friends now. 12 statues surround the spacious fountain, figures kneeling, arms outstretched towards an empowering king in the middle. No one types like this. This is just a visual novel description now.
Yeah.
While gesturing towards the sky. Now I can assure you the king here is a lion. Water flutters from the hands of the kneeling statues. A lot of adjectives you got here all of a sudden, and by fluttering I mean that the water flow twists and turns and sprays through the air, drawing patterns before crashing back into the serene pool below. Serene, ignoring the laws of physics in the process. The floating water sparkles against the setting sun, water droplets magically forming in a 3D diorama in the air. The diorama shifts every now and then, and a different one of the 12 statues taking charge of the centerpiece of each of the watery... of each one as the watery display splashes and morphs. elegant is among the words I'd use to describe it, among all these other words I'm already using to describe it. Whoa, I was taken aback by the fountain, but this street is huge. It must be the central avenue of the capital city. The street is expansive while the ground is paved in wonderfully vibrant brickwork. I'm suddenly a craftsman critic. No, wait, the ground isn't brickwork, but instead a never-ending stretch of rustic stained glass. What? This is cool. I'm losing my mind. This is cool. Looking close, I can see a mosaic across the street. It's not really possible to make out since we're standing on it, but there's some sort of design from above. River moats flank the sides of the avenue avenue here, filled with sunset-tinted sparkling water. I can feel the cold chill as the wind blows over the water. I don't think the climate is much different, though. Everyone still wears basically the same, which is to say not much. Oh? News to us that you didn't deliver us soon enough. But, I wonder if the fountain that kebab guy from earlier mentioned was really this one? Like, if he knew I'd end up here? Was this his plan? Okay, where's... Chill, where's Acro?
The fact that the kebab guy got a CG makes me think like he's a character. He's not.
Yeah, that was a lot of. This is a lot of once. What do you mean people don't wear much? Just that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy doesn't have a shirt. Everyone else is fully clothed in the entire game so far. That information was not delivered to us. They've been here before, so they're not really that surprised by the capital itself. They are surprised by the whole magical transportation fountain thing. They're in an intense discussion right now. We discussed it for a little bit. I told them about the strange guy from earlier, and they're suspicious of them now, too. He's probably the one who sent us here. Even though you didn't listen to his orders at all, and they just were coincidentally here, unrelated to what he told you. Also showed them the photo, but they had no idea who the guy was. Regardless, there's nothing else we can do but find a place to stay. Luckily for us, we happened to be carrying all our luggage on our backs since we were going to find a new hotel anyway. Also, just suggested that I stay in the bottle. Acro suggested I stay in the bottle for now. After all, he was first with the Shadow Man, then the Kebab Man, then Teleportation Magic. Can't rule out that I'm being targeted at this point. They want me to lay low for a while. I'm a little disappointed I don't get to see more of the capital, but what can you do? Alright, I'm in the bottle while they find the hotel. I guess blah blah blah, good night. I'm gonna sleep, at least I hope. Just get in touch another time. I'm so sorry, this has become very frantic and no one has time to talk. The next game we pick will inevitably have more error to breathe in. Oh, how's everyone doing?
That was a lot of everything.
We were magically teleported to the stained glass roads capital of the Lion Kingdom in the moment, so we've dumped the entire previous setting.
I don't understand why the bottle is a mechanic in this story.
Yeah.
Why can't we just walk?
Walk with everybody? Like we're gonna be sent out as a Pokemon?
Is it really as simple as like, that lets us not have to write as much?
Maybe, yeah.
It's transition screen.
I wonder if Well was supposed to be much later or something. It's nothing special, but I just want to say thank you for listening to me.
No problem.
Thanks for reading all these walls of text. You definitely read all of it, right? There will be a test. That's all. Anyway, good night. Remember to get a good sleep. I don't want you to mess up your own life because of me.
Aww.
Your exciting life that I definitely know about. And hello, good friend. I know many details about you. How is Carla? Shit, bad guess.
It's kind of funny how by this point they haven't had a like insert player name so he can call you something.
Yeah, just you.
That's right. You never even asked for it. I didn't even think about that.
I don't remember if Beek knew who we were in the first place or not.
No, he was just trying out random numbers, so he didn't even ask.
Sure, I will. I will sleep. JK, still playing.
Can we think of any other game that has taken this approach?
I mean, there's like some horror games that are like you're trying to like play on a phone to like solve a mystery.
This is kind of what that was the Simulacra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. There was an era of like little indie phone games where you're trying to like play the phone and figure out like how to get through the mystery and get through the puzzles and so on.
Got it.
There's also like seeing, because you see all the furry husbandos on Twitter that people draw fan art of and so on, and sometimes they're like ones where you talk to them as like a game, and that's like the whole thing. I think those are more explicitly datey, but it was like just picking dialogue options through just a text thing. Like almost
I can respect how like different this is, but it's very strange experiencing the story based on somebody else experiencing their story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like how am I supposed to form a bond with any of these characters if I'm not even the one communicating with them?
Yeah.
Well, really, it was that whole like ancient kingdom part was the roughest to me. Where that's just what I'm trying to figure out. It's like what genre of story would work better than isekai, because the isekai is clearly running into like, okay, how do we actually talk about this world?
Yeah, how do I describe the setting? It's like giant wall of text.
Which is
where
like
I have
you
to make
could
some
get away with
crazy
that.
intuitives.
Just take a picture of where you landed. That would make it flow a little bit better, at least. Give me a visual.
But that's more expensive art. And we only got these minis. That's going to be a
how
fight,
many we
I
missed?
think.
It seems we only missed one.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I wonder where that was.
Which we're just not going to talk about the tiger ever again. Like that's gone.
I mean,
Look,
we probably
I'm
will.
sure he's coming back.
We've mentioned him again since, because we were like, that's part of why they're suspicious. Someone's after me, after him, after Beek.
I am wondering how many of these dialogue decisions in general are leading to alternate paths, because the skip mode in the first place make it pretty clear. It's like you're supposed to go on.
Let's see.
But I don't feel like we're on an acro route or anything.
Looking at it, because there's a Beek ending guide. Not paying any attention to details of this, but this is a big flowchart, so it definitely looks like it does. Definitely looks like stuff. In fact, I can probably solve the puzzle. Let's see. In order to reach the CG we missed, we had to keep hiding.
Interesting.
We missed CG2? Yeah. We had to keep hiding at the beginning to reach CG2 specifically. And we missed it because we're too brave. I'm good, thanks. I don't want to hear about your breakfast. Let's see. I had a wonderful breakfast. Man, the food back in the village just doesn't hold a candle to stuff that they have here in the capital. Want to hear about it? Yeah, sure. Tell me more about how the bread is less bad this time. Yeah, the first thing I clocked was that the CGs are literally listed on the flowchart by number, so you can tell where they are. So I was able to quickly spot how we missed that one. It's an American, no, British, I don't know. It's breakfast in any case. I'll just have to try to describe the thing. We got chicken breast and fried egg topped with a tomatoey sauce. They're also chopped salad on the side that tastes like onions and celery. And while I say chicken breast, it isn't actually. I can actually tell if it's the same thing or not. Same thing goes with the vegetables and the sauce and the salad. They're so finely chopped, so I'm going off of taste here. It's a little bland by itself, but mixed with the egg, though, it's pretty good. Maybe my standards are just low after yesterday. The tableware here is so strange, though. At the last town, they didn't have any cutlery, so we just ate with our hands. I didn't bring it up since I wasn't sure if that was just the custom. So the cutlery they use here is interesting. Sort of like chopsticks attached to your fingers. Like Skeksis! They straight up are doing the Skeksis thing where you have the creepy finger knives. It's great.
I'm familiar with Skeksis.
It's like... Me neither. They're like claw extensions. You don't know what Skeksis are from the Dark Crystal?
Though this is your favorite movie, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys have never seen the Dark Crystal sort of fucking... Fine, it's fine.
Barely too young for it, I'm sorry.
How dare you? I'm too young for it. It's from the 80s. I'm born in 1990.
Oh, wow, it is.
Yeah. The three parts attached to your thumb, index finger, blah, blah, blah. Middle finger acts as a knife. Thumb and index finger work together as fork and spoon. So you cut the food with your middle finger, then pick it up and eat it with your index and thumb. It's a graceful maneuver when someone actually knows what they're doing. I, for one, suck at it. Badly. I feel like you need really strong hands to cut things with your middle... I'm scared. I can barely cut anything, and then I keep on dropping stuff back onto the plate. In theory, you could just consider it a natural... appropriation or extension of finger eating, just more elegant and refined. Veef looks like a fish out of water. It doesn't seem natural at all to him, but at least he knows the actions. The food's so nice. If I can look forward to more delicacies like this, it might be less terrible to live in this world. We're gonna go sightseeing through the capital today. Kidding, that's what I wish we were doing. Instead, Acro plans on to use us being in the capital to our advantage and do some research into me. And more importantly, try to work out which wizard sent me here. Why would whoever this person is send me to this world and not come back and find me? They could at least make this a bit easier. We haven't got a clue so far. All we can do is wait for them to contact us. Anyway, time to head out. Look, there's a Jericho dialogue.
That's me. Don't forget the shadow thing.
Don't forget the shadow thing. Or it'll get you. Maybe that was the wizard. Oh, I almost forgot. How? How? It's like one of the most fantastical things that's ever happened to you.
But we could only be so careful.
Yeah, I know we don't know why that guy appeared, but we can only be so careful. I'm going to keep an eye open. I'll text you again this afternoon. Hey, you online? I really want to go sightseeing at the capital today, but looks like things aren't going to be that easy. So, like, something has come up, so we can't just go exploring or something. Ooh. He's just very ready to be a Pokeball boy now.
He's adjusted pretty quickly.
He's fully embraced it. Given in. What happened? Photos, please. Sounds like the country has me on their wanted list. Well, it's not public knowledge, so nothing to worry about yet. How? So you're known? Acro and Veef have heard rumors that the governors are sending men searching for a demon that appeared without a summoner. Considering that situation, that most likely means me. How would people know?
Because you ran around. They just recognize the human. It is literally, like you said, the pink thing.
But how do they know that I don't have a summoner?
We had a collar.
Oh, right, because you got a collar.
Yeah, so I don't get how that would be documented. There's no large-scale search going on now, but we don't know how long it'll be. I hesitated at first, but I asked Acro and Veef if they would hand me in if push came to shove. Veef said it was more important to the security of the country he would do so. For now, he wants to keep on researching and make a decision once we understand the real situation. I shouldn't expect anything else. It's a reasonable assessment. Disappointing, but reasonable. On a lighter note, some of the sites around here are really wonderful. If you want me to talk about them, that is.
He didn't say that the kebab rabbit guy was the same guy, but I'm wondering if the rabbit guy might have been a baddie and he sold us out.
It could be. We don't know what the rabbit guy's deal was. He's like, hey, a kebab. Check out a fountain. That's deeply suspicious. I'm amused though that we didn't check out the fountain because of him. We just coincidentally our guardians were just standing by it.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to actually make a mistake there. Let's see. Sure, hit me with your lore dump that'll have to give up halfway through and try to scan and summarize. Yeah. Firstly, the capital is built around a series of vast avenues. Who says that? What is a vast avenue? Stained glass seems to be popular around here. It covers every avenue. Avenue again. Although it's not the kind of glass you would use for a window. Rather, it's thick and more like brick masonry in texture. Each avenue has its own color. Therefore, they're named after each color. For example, Red Street, Second Red Street. Oh, First Red Street, Second Red Street, and so on. The streets themselves are lined with houses, more like to bungalows than the towers or skyscrapers you would see in a similarly sized city back in our world. The brickwork is light and Mediterranean in style. This person knows architecture. Waterways flank the sides of the streets. The crystal clear water is used to power a variety of water wheels and sprinklers. In fact, most places have sprinklers spitting water into the air. It makes the air feel damp, but probably contributes to lowering the temperature along the streets. Cool and all, but way too humid for my liking. Thankfully, they all have devices that function similarly to the air conditioners. You can really tell the difference when you enter the main buildings. According to Acro, such buildings are equipped with magical devices for cooling. All the wonders of proper civilization. Doesn't help you when you go out into the great outdoors, but it's something. If you ask me, AC is mankind's greatest invention. If I could learn how to use magic, you'd bet I'd jump on learning that. You can't... just almost non sequitur thoughts. I wish I could learn magic. You can't think clearly. It's too hot after all. Ah. Oh, because the magical devices for cooling. It's very... I don't know if it's entirely intentional, but there's a lot of characterization in having this person type the way they do. Because it implies a lot about the person functionally.
I almost feel like they mid-writing, they forget they're writing for somebody.
That's typing. That's texting, yeah.
Instead of like...
like, yes, the azure notes of the... like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You've got to bring it back.
Instead of like... This shit's crazy, fam. They got water wheels everywhere. The air's wet.
The air is wet.
You don't think being able to cast air conditioning magic sounds awesome? I won't take no for an answer. Or don't you think it'd be... Okay. I'm stumbling a lot because it's going so fast. But we already know I'm still stuck as a boring old human from the test the other day. Don't forget about that for now. No point stewing... Let's forget about that for now. There's no point in stewing over something I can't change. Well, if you want to talk about it... oh. 1 minute. I'm being called over. Huh. Acro says that there's people searching for me now. It's probably best to hide inside the bottle as long as possible. I guess now we have a reason for the bottle. That was less justified before. Because they're a wanted man. It's a bummer, but it makes sense. What do you think? Should I hide away? I'm not sure I should bother. We should cause bad endings.
I need something exciting to happen, please.
Drama. Let's fuck up. You guys want to not hide and make a horrible
I'm gonna
mistake?
say you can't hide from everything.
Yeah. Let's get double kidnapped from the kidnappers. And then
Do we
kidnapping
get to save at some point? What happens if we get a bad ending?
Probably just have to use the skip feature from the beginning. Which might be torture to do it in real time.
That's my concern, is if
bookmarks.
we literally have to just sit here and...
if you can see this, please help me out.
Wait, did you... Well, these are bookmarks. I assume these are like chapter select.
Oh, hi. What?
Well,
Wait,
hello?
what? When did we get that?
What the fuck? Bon me.
I learned... So I thought that was a menu where you could save.
Yeah.
I have horrible news.
Where are we now, though?
No, I just restarted the day. So we're just gonna have... We can have some nice chatting time while I wait for it to repopulate.
That also answers our question. If we do get a bad ending, we've got to...
Yeah, you can rewind to specific days, it looks like, but you can't save and load.
Faster than this.
No. I'm good, thanks. Let's skip the meal description this time. For me, the little worry is that we have to deal with the way that Beek describes the characters. So the ways that you can introduce subtle characterization and quirks and like behavioral patterns of characters is obfuscated because we can't observe them directly.
No, almost everything I think about Beek and Arco or Veef and Arco is about what I've seen in the CG, which admittedly to a large point it's like, yeah, I think I know everything about how Veef talks and acts and responds to people based off his slutty armor and the fact that he's a big bear man with a scowl.
Yeah, there's an element of like the characters almost have to be relatively tropey and straightforward because you wouldn't be able to convey them otherwise because of the framing device we're using. It's an interesting experiment, but there's definitely like immediately like things to consider about what it's going to do to the story and whether or not that's what you want.
It was also interesting thinking back to that bookmark section. Like, it wasn't like the rabbit guy seemed pretty evil when he was, you know, almost skewering us with a kebab. But then we got the goofy shot of him holding like banh mi in his mouth, and I'm like,
yeah, I don't know what's going on.
So he's actually like the goofy. Like,
yeah, are we gonna meet a rabbit again in this chapter? Let's see. You can't hide from everything. That's how I feel. Even if it's safe, how long should I hide in there? What if I have to spend all my time in the bottle? If I'm wanted, I could be stuck in there for months until they give up, right? I don't think I could put up with that, even if there's risks involved. I'm gonna see if I can work something out with them. Huzzah! Acro given to letting me stay outside of the bottle just as long as things don't get dangerous. And turns out they're going to one of those dangerous places this afternoon. My freedom is so short-lived. Sounds like it was the main reason he wanted me to go in the bottle to begin with, so I guess I can deal with hiding for a while. I don't even know if this is a real choice or not. Again, we're going to head out, so text if anything comes up. Beek also just has no decision-making process of their own, because they want to give the player choices, but it means that Beek is a shockingly low agency character, because they are, on top of being a captive, they're also making all of their choices ours.
Yeah.
Just be careful or stay safe. That's like the same. Okay. Meanwhile, our guy is just like, God, I wish that were me. And we were like,
I do too.
And we're like, God, I wish I could see. All right, that tour guide, probably wizard guy who sent us the capital is here. We were just walking down the street when he came up behind me and asked if he wanted some of his bread roll. Is that a euphemism? Oh my God.
Wait, are these the same? Are these not the same rabbit?
I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
It's the same guy, yeah.
It is, okay.
I think that's the guy that sent them here in the first place. This might not be a super long game.
That's the impression.
Look at the fucking armor abs on this guy.
God.
You said he looked cute? Jesus Christ. And yeah, that is his hips out.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
He does have slutty armor.
He does have a slutty waist. Oh my God.
He's got the fucking exposed snatched waist on his arm. Okay, got it. Oh God. He's already taken a bite out the other side. What does he want? Is it some kind of weird Pocky game?
That would be messy.
Should we flirt with the rabbit? What if this also teleports you? It does look really... It looks like a really awkward way to eat a really messy meal, yeah. Whatever. Let's Lady and Tramp this shit. Time for some food play.
Just imagining the two of you like deep throating this roll, like this sub sandwich. So romantic.
Sure. While it looks sweet, the bread is filled with salty noodles and tomatoey sauce. I get the feeling this guy has a thing for salty stuff. And before you ask, I only bit off the end, so no kiss. Acro asked if he wanted... Acro asked what he wants from us. Since he figures they won't just hand me over, he wants to bribe me away instead. Does a kebab and some bread really count as a bribery? Acro is demanding his identity, but he's refusing to tell us, instead stating that knowledge would make us suspect him even further, as if we didn't already. He says we've come to an impasse now. He's leaving already. Why did he come over then? With all his theatric antics, it's hard to believe he's a powerful wizard who can imbue a fountain with a cross-country teleportation magic. We decided to leave him alone and head to the Capitol Library to inquire with its librarian. That's the wrong it's. Okay. Sounds like an amazing place, right? I'm looking forward to being able to see it. Okay, so it's moving quickly, but he might have imbued the fountain with the magic, and that's how we got here in the first place, which would match up with him knowing about it. And so he already knew about the wanted status and identified us based on that, but we don't know how anyone could have known. So it's moving quickly. This narrative's moving very quickly, and judging by the CGs, we might be late in the game already?
Yeah.
Let's see. Not following that weirdo?
The totally not tour guide, now definitely wizard, just stepped back and disappeared in a puff of smoke. Maybe he teleported away, maybe he's just invisible, but in any case, Veef doesn't think we'll be able to catch him. That and he doesn't seem to be an immediate threat. It's probably best to leave him alone for now. Crying emoji! Acro said the library is right next to the Capitol Palace, so he shoved me in the bottle again so no officials see me. I'm sad I don't get to see what the library looks like outside. I've been let out and in a room that looks more like a laboratory than a study. Surprisingly similar to Mr. Rabbit's study, in fact. An aged rabbit man stands before us. I asked Acro if this man was related to the rabbit man we met in the other town. It sounds plausible, but he doesn't know. Outside the room, I can see bookshelves that stretch far beyond the window frames that let me see them. It appears this house is inside the library itself. I'd imagine this place is a dream come true for many of the scholarly inclined, but living here would be an inconvenience at most. Ah, they're starting to talk about me. Acro was asking me questions in order to get the rabbit man caught up on our situation. Okay, this rabbit guy is the librarian around here. Sounds like, yeah, I thought that was a parrot. Sounds like he's also heard the rumors about the search for me. Of course, he says that we should contact the palace directly and turn me in. At least he offered to personally introduce us to a contact if I'm concerned about my safety. Veef is hesitating, clearly worried about something. Huh. I've been quick reading for an hour or 2 hours now. Jeez.
Take a drink of water. Get that hydration.
I should take a drink of water, actually. I wonder if there's supposed to be an implication that the rabbit that's going after us has a tie to the 2 librarian rabbits that are nurse joining us right now, or if they just confusingly reused rabbits for 3 different characters when there's so many options.
Yeah. So far I'm assuming that it's a wizard and like they're all the same rabbit.
They're all in cahoots. Maybe he heard about it from the other rabbit, and that's how he knew.
Hmm.
You're not going? I don't know. Is that time? Yeah, very well could be that the rabbit at the library in the first place then leaked to the other rabbit that this was up, and then he brought us here to try to get the money off of the reward for turning us in, I guess. Why? Don't you get the feeling that if I go to the place, they'll treat me like a lab rat? I'm not just out, or if not just outright kill me because I'm absolutely useless. The only reason I can think that they'd really want me might be to find the people that summoned me. How can I be sure? What if something happens to me in that place? Besides, this familiar stuff is a little weird, but if Acro and Veef have been completely reasonable now that I've gotten to talk to them a little bit, I'd say I'm fortunate that I've had them. So, I don't really want to leave them like this. Moving on, the librarian is talking about a forbidden spell that could cause a situation like mine. A particular kind of summoning spell that bestows great power upon the being summoned. However, the being in question should be weak to leave room for the power to reconcile with their body. Why can't they just summon some random person off the street then? They did, I think. Aren't you a random person? He doesn't know the details. Forbidden spells are forbidden for a reason. He theorizes that the country may have known about the event due to the magical disturbance the spell caused as I traveled between worlds. On a bit of a disturbing note, some spells tend to involve sacrifices. I don't even want to think about that kind of sister magic. The spell must have failed, and I was summoned to some random location without any powers. I can't believe my luck. The librarian isn't surprised they botched it up. Oh my, what? I don't know what, shit, I'm so far behind. Kill me. The librarian isn't surprised they botched it all up. Spells like this only exist in...
music.
Let's see. Shadow. There's someone in the library, the shadow. Did that even... What's the what in response to? I don't see anything that what was responding to.
Oh,
there's something in the shadow. Get away now. Proving the prophecy achievement. What does that mean? What is happening? What did I even say what in response to? There was like nothing even happening. Fuck it. Okay, I'm not. He attacked. Get out. Okay, get out of the way now. Just
Just got out of the way, my feet, he barely missed them. Oh no, we've been split up. Stop texting me! Acro went away, one way, Veef went the other. Who should I follow? Hurry. We're on Acro route, seemingly. What the fuck? Why did I have so much time that time? This would be so much... This is so unnecessary to make it a phone game. This could just be real choices in a normal visual novel. Okay, I gotta get out of the darkness. Acro's sword can glow. Phew! Finally pushed back the shadow monsters.
There were multiple monsters? I thought it was just the guy.
I'm having a stroke. Acro was so cool. He used his glowing sword to cut down the stunned shadow monsters. He rushed to the Shadow Man as they retreated. The Shadow Man said he would return. Then he disappeared back into the shadows. I'll get you next time, Gadget. The monsters we fought came out from our own shadows, inky black figures that walked on all fours, an eerie sight to behold. I don't want to think about what would happen if there were more than 4 of us in the room. I don't want to take I don't want to take on any more of those things. They all rushed at me. We're lucky that we got out unscathed. The library bookshelves weren't quite as lucky. I hope it's not too bad. Was there anything important earlier before whatever the fuck happened? Something about an evil cult. It makes sense the evil files out to find me. The librarian doesn't believe this conjecture. What? Shadow. Yeah, I have no idea what... I feel like something's missing here, right? I don't know what was supposed to cause...
I feel like there might have been a text option when you were scrolling back to look, and I don't know if missing that...
I don't know.
Like, fast-forwarded something?
Is your foot okay?
Or maybe that was just me. But I'm... Pat will kiss it better.
If you hurt his hand, he'd type slower. One of the shadow monsters tried to scratch at me earlier, but I got out of the way thanks to you.
Thanks to me.
I have no self-preservation instinct. I guess it's a good lesson that I should focus on what's around me rather than my phone. Veep is deeply apologetic about the damage to the library. We're going to leave as soon as we can. The rabbit librarian gave us a final warning to be careful of the night and the dark, when those proficient in shadow magic are the strongest. He also urged us to get to the palace again, but I don't want to, but it's really up to Veep and Acro to decide. Sounds like we're just gonna go back to the hotel to rest for now. Hey, there's something I wanted to ask you about. Oh, we have so much time to breathe for a second. Any thoughts?
I'm used to this kind of a plot flow with furry isekais where the human is super special and the most important. Sylvain kind of goes in a similar direction to this as well. I think Cleaved is on a similar kind of level as well. And far beyond the wall. But like out of all the plot, like I'm way more concerned about like our relationship with Acro and Veef, or kind of like the lack thereof. And yeah, there is something wild about like you got me out of the way. No, just say that Acro got us out of the way, so we can at least have something to like him a little bit more. Yeah. I have no idea.
He saved us with his glowing sword.
And they're gonna give us a CG where it's gonna be like, oh, here's Acro lounging with like his top off or something.
It does feel like we're relatively late in the narrative already, and all we know is that there's 2 character designs. Which one do you like more? And you just kind of pick them periodically, and they're like, oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, even when we're like describing the way that they act, it's not really like characterizing them super strong. Just like Veef apologizes. No. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's the reasonable. All right.
It's like really hard to give characters time to breathe when they don't even get to have dialogue.
we've never even talked to them before.
Yes, like honestly,
it would be fucking hilarious if you gotta like, I know this doesn't work with the rules of the phone, but it's like if we literally got, yo, traveler, it's Veef. this Veef talking.
Group chat.
That's how HSR does it sometimes. You just get text messages from the other people.
Right.
It would be kind of interesting to play a game that was a group chat. And that's like how you experience the narrative. I guess I'm recreating the nightmare that was that one horror movie that's just like people on Skype in a group chat and horror stuff starts happening to them. But you could probably do it better than that, because it wouldn't have to be conveyed entirely visually in the stupid ass way, but like a whole group chat could be all discussing what's happening, and you could like notice a certain person hasn't said anything for like an hour and stuff like that. You could probably build fun stuff with that. And do it. It'd have to be horror, obviously. That's the only way to make it fun. Either horror or really bad breakup. This game, like it encourages me to think about creative narrative solutions for like different ways to press the genre and like different ways to do stuff. I don't know if it's working though. Overall, I feel like this is shaky.
My main thought with a lot of this is like, no matter how kind of shaky this end product ended up being, like, it's finished. They did it. They got it done.
And I can respect that.
It's out. That's kind of the important thing here. Is like, don't come up with a bad thing and then like drag it out over like a 4-year Patreon. Like, just
monthly Patreon updates for 7 years, and then you're like, okay, well, this got convoluted, but did it get better? It's something that I've always brought up a little bit when like. What is it? I have the Astra video, and it's named like, oh, Astra is the best visual novel, blah blah blah. And like, a lot of that's just like, hey, you try to make a video that people will click on, and Ad Astra's pretty good. IMO, I think it's all right. Is like a really tepid title that no one clicks on. It's like, why would you do that? That's obviously garbage. That's just not. That's not how YouTube works. Not how the internet works, basically. But it's also like what always chafed against was that people always argue against the title itself without not the video, and they always feel the need to like, nuh-uh, this thing's better and this thing's better. And it's like, I can respect when people say Echo, but almost every other example people give is stories that are not finished. Yeah. And in some cases, they're stories that are shockingly early in development, like 3 updates, and you're like, how do you know? How do you know this is better than Ad Astra, a finished story that has themes and an ending and character arcs and like a point to it all? You've met like, it's fair to say you like this new character and this other thing better, and you are more intrigued by it and interested in it. But it's like saying that it's like saying a show that's 1 season in and clearly not designed to be a 1 season story is better than Breaking Bad after Breaking Bad's done. Like that kind of contrast. We're like, okay. Like, you're allowed to like things, but it's weird to argue that when you're arguing a finished thing and a not finished thing against each other.
Yeah, it's very apples and oranges. Just like, don't even. We don't need a tier list. I'm sorry to tell you, internet. But you don't actually need a tier list for everything.
Yeah, I think about how like even back then people were saying, "Nuh-uh, Burroughs is better," and I'm like, it could be good, but also
it's literally
like,
the 2 cakes meme.
Like, I like shit, having 2 cakes. Like when people brought up Burroughs, like I have to point out that even back then we're talking about people bringing up Burroughs 2 years ago, so 2 less years of updates, like that early of Burroughs, and that was they're saying no, that's better. I'm like, do you know where it's gonna go? What if it pulls a Khaleesi on you? What if?
Oh no!
What if the dragon burns the metaphor chair at the end, and that's how it all ends? Like what if it's super lame? Like, who knows? I like everything to be good, and I want everything to be good, but I'm always surprised when people proudly declare things best when they're not a story. So it's really cool when things are finished. And like Toaster's extremely opinionated about this stuff, where he's like, he wants the return to the old model of visual novels that were when like with like Japanese visual novels, where they were pretty much universally created just from scratch by a single person that usually wrote and coded and drew the entire thing, and then just put it all out, it was just out. Ta-da.
I'm curious about that. Toaster definitely knows a lot more about that, but he's also I'm here to get this in. Umineko is so good, but Umineko also came out chapter by chapter over years, like I think like over like a decade. So
yeah, it's all over the place, but there's he definitely prefers the pre-Patreon model version, which is like a thing that makes sense, and I can get it, but also I chafe a little bit with that because it's like also like, how do you make the project? Like in a lot of ways, like just basic like having a livable situation involves like being able to make money off of this thing and structure it, because like obviously I make money off of Patreon myself, and it's like, so I get it. I get why visual novels are this way, but also I agree that visual novels are made worse by the monthly Patreon model in many cases, in part because you're writing a story linearly, and then in many of these people's cases, it's really the parts that are out are now like set in stone. Because like even it's rarely are older parts edited, but even if they are rewritten, the audience will often not go back to check it. So it's like the old person's still canon in their head, and that's all the risk.
We've never talked about this, haven't we? Have we, Jericho?
A couple of times. We've been in the minds of furry visual novel discussions from time to time.
I have played a couple of furry visual novels where I was like, oh no, don't. That's not great. And then I check back 6 months later and it's gone. I'm like, oh, wait, they actually changed it.
Yeah.
I think there was the what is it? I think chord progressions had a thing where it's like, while there was a little bit too much of like the manic anime writing going on, where like like over exclaiming internal protagonist narration, where it's like the protagonist gets in the car and drives to their job, and the person driving, they're like, what if she's actually it's actually a scheme for human trafficking, and you're like, what is this exclamation? What's happening? Like, it's like, this is a strange line. And I think I checked it out months later, and it was just gone. I'm like, oh, okay. Some of these definitely revise things. The problem is when you want to potentially revise basic things like setups and structure, and not just like individual lines. Because that changes the whole story, and that's like hard to do in a thing that's moving and already partially out there and has public consciousness. All right, our time limit on podcast mode is running out.
I mean, I know a couple of visual novels who put like not even 2 chapters out before they completely rewrote everything based on like the feedback that they got.
Oh yeah. I know that Aiko started over, and I don't know how far it was before it started over. Like Aiko Machina Lutris from the writer of Beyond Before You Depart. Is this different than usual? I guess we do talk about a lot, but I just wanted to talk to someone else about this right now. So the librarian mentioned that the Shadow Man is most likely going to come after me at night. I think I'll be safe in the bottle if they try to attack, but I'm not sure. Or they'll just grab the bottle. And Acro told me that if the bottle was ever smashed, I'll fall out with anything else that was inside, safe and sound. How should I put this? Wouldn't it be better for me to be able to react if we're under attack, right? I feel like if I'm just hiding away and letting Acro and Vive take care of anything dangerous. Well, they are the giant, stronger, muscular, furry men with swords. I know it'll be harder for them to protect me if I choose to stay out of the bottle, but I still want to help. I still want to do things. I want to be able to get away or draw the enemy's attention if need be. I don't want to be such a coward. But what if they get a hold of the bottle and I'm sitting duck in the palm of their hands? The bottle does just seem like it would make it easier to kidnap somebody. They've never like established that the person in the bottle, like the bottle can't be taken from them or something, like by a leash or something. So like I assume they could just grab the MacGuffin and run away with a little man.
We can see outside the bottle, right?
I don't think so.
Like,
they said it's just a big white void.
Okay,
Yeah.
Could you imagine like you get put in the bottle and the next thing you know you're in the Shadow Man's like grasp?
Yeah, like I don't think he'd even know what happened. It seems like it's just inherently make the human easier to kidnap the device. like I don't see why there's any upside of being in it. Why would you stay in the bottle when you're trying not to be stolen when you could sleep on top of the big furry man, and then you're much harder to steal? Oh no, we have to share a bed so no one can steal me. That's the entire reason. You want to stay out of the bottle? Yeah. Okay. Do it. I'm not your mom. I know it's not entirely rational, but even so, it's what my gut is telling me to do. My gut that's gay. So no matter what,
earlier a worry gut.
A worry gut? So no matter what, I would like to stay outside when I can. I think you should, because of all the reasons we said. The bottle sounds like a great way to get kidnapped. in Pokemon, the Pokemon are easier to steal when they're in Pokeballs. And there's an organization that steals them. I think at one point they literally steal them with a vacuum because they're all in Pokeballs.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the extent to which they're easy to steal because they're in a dumb little device. Really? Okay, then I'll talk to Acro. Phew, it was an uphill battle, an epic for the ages, a tale that will be passed through generations. But I took it all. I mean, but I finally got them to agree to let me stay outside of the bottle. They're talking over the details now, namely working out who's going to sleep with me tonight. You know, since I won't be in the bottle. Before you ask, no, not that kind of sleeping, unless I don't think I'll be able to look forward to it. What does that mean?
Yeah.
This is when I tell them not to fight over me. Right? Kidding. At least this hotel is in the capital is nice and clean. The beds won't have springs or fancy foam, but they're soft and comfortable enough. I'm already in another world, so I might as well make the most of it. Don't think anything else. Don't think anything's gonna happen tonight, at least. After all, they just attacked this afternoon. I don't think they'll come back so soon. At least I hope so. In any case, I'll feel safe with Vif or Acro by my side. Okay, I'm gonna check to see what they decided to do. Okay. There's there's so many choices about Vif and Acro to imply a route split.
Yeah.
But they don't make half the choices don't make sense in universe. Like, why are we choosing constantly? Sorry, you online? I want to talk. Shocking. I know it's the
some of these messages are actually like 3 a.m. your time. Like your phone just keeps buzzing,
yeah, what if you're not online? But I get that that's the function for half of these is just to actually progress the story in real time, like 6 hours later. It probably is kind of a cool thing to have, like as a real life experience, just kind of like coloring your day for a couple days. What's going on?
Definitely try Mystic Messenger sometime. That one was fun.
Yeah. Well,
but it's straight.
No, I was just talking to Vif about what happened today. How should I say it? Vif seems concerned about me. Tomorrow he's going to go to the palace to investigate. I asked him if he's going to hand me over. Rather than answer, he looked at me, concerned. He probably doesn't want to say it to my face to avoid hurting my feelings, so I decided to change the subject by asking why Vif was traveling before I met him. He said responsibility, but I'm not sure what he meant, so I asked again. He said he travels the country to find people in trouble, and then do his best to help them. But I'm not sure why this would be his responsibility. He seems somewhat wealthy. Don't tell me he's some famous philanthropist or illegitimate child of a royal family. I didn't ask further. He had one of those faces that said, I don't want to talk about this. I'm concerned mostly because I have a feeling that Vif's responsibility is what will drive him to hand me over. After all, if his motives are about benefiting his country and its people, then handing me over is the next logical step to take, isn't it? Everyone has some story driving them. I get that feeling about the Shadow Man, and about me being summoned to this world in the first place. What if this history makes Vif think I'm dangerous? I don't want him to hate me, and I know he's fighting against what's best, but I can't stop worrying about myself. Whew. So I think, given that this is like day 3 of the narrative, I imagine this is day 3 of playing the game in real time too. Like that's like the level of pacing this normally has.
Right. Good way to like extend the gameplay time, because if it's only $4, I assume the content there isn't a ton of content.
Yeah.
If we're already almost at the end, supposedly.
It's an interesting idea. It's also funny to think that the furry isekai world has the same 24-hour cycle as ours, and the same morning at the same time, seemingly. I almost wonder if the phone version asks you when you wake up, because that might be a problem if it keeps prompting you. He hasn't handed you in. Maybe not now, but what about tomorrow or the day after? He would have done it if he wanted to. I guess we're just kind of locked in here. We don't really express doubt or reassurance separately. We're just kind of here to be the plot device to tell them to trust him. Maybe he's just thinking for now. Then just convince him. Ooh. What? I'm not some light novel protagonist who can change how others feel, their innermost beliefs on a dime. No, it doesn't work like that, and I'm not anything special. What do you think this is? Some kind of Suicide Squad?
The mention of light novels reminds me, did we actually ever show on screen what the full name of this game is?
It's Beek, the story, or how I became a familiar spirit, and everything after that, even though we're not Beek.
Yeah, that does throw me a little bit. But it does have a giant light novel name, but it's also like we're not the protagonist of the story, somewhat awkwardly. Believe in him. Or else. Ellipses. I understand that. I think that's all I can do. Veef will trust that I'm a good person, and then we can go and save the world together, or something. Well, I don't think that's... I didn't hear that being the stakes until now. What? Suddenly I feel like I have a very different adventure awaiting me. And if you're going on an adventure, you have to be a little scared or anxious, otherwise whatever the adventure is, it's not a real adventure. So, I'm gonna trust Veef and talk to him. Thank you for comforting me. I don't know if we're saving the world. Someone
was wild to me if we're on the Veef route, considering we have chosen Acro every single time that name comes up.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just some mandatory Veefness because it's just like his story or something, and he's the one that we're worried might turn us in or something.
Gotcha.
I don't know. You're welcome. I clicked the thing. It was hard work. Seems like Veef's waiting for me to go sleep with him. What a massive yawn. Good night then. Why are we with Veef? Wait, this does feel like a route now.
Yeah.
Why would we not sleep with the wolf after picking the wolf exclusively? Good night. Good night. I appreciate you being here. Good morning, you up? Take pictures of Veef, take pictures of Veef, take pictures of Veef.
That was definitely one of the ones in the CV gallery.
Today's breakfast is a chop of pork-like white meat and some vanilla and citrus sauce. Vanilla? I don't know if I like that thought.
Yeah. Vanilla
Weird.
and citrus sauce.
Vanilla citrus. It activates my fear response. Let's see. Sound. What's the plan today? Plans. So plans for today are to continue not having agency and continue asking you every step of the way what to do. Good plan? Like I said yesterday, Akro's been going to visit the Palace Knights to gather some information on their search for me. I thought you said that Veef was going. Veef won't go.
Yeah.
Based on his tone, he might have some history with the Knights. I thought you specifically said Veef's gonna go to the capital tomorrow to research. Yeah. What? I wonder if he knows someone stationed there. Anyway, because of that, I'm gonna spend the day with Veef today. Akro's going to go back to be back in the afternoon. We know the Shadow Man is strongest after Twilight, after all. It's been 2 days now that he's attacked me around this time as well. I suppose I should expect another attempt tonight, but let's hope the third time isn't the charm, or better yet, that he's given up. This sounds like a flag, doesn't it? What? Like a visual novel flag?
Like a death flag.
I just don't jinx it. Yeah, I'm confused by the route stuff. We picked we definitely didn't pick Veef ever. And it said Veef was going into the capital to research us. And now, instead, Veef's staying with us, and we were sleeping with Veef. And it almost feels like something...
More like we were having this whole discussion about trusting Veef, and like Veef might betray us if we're...
Yeah. I don't know.
Acro, on the other hand, who cares?
Yeah. He's got a glowing sword, so he's got to be a good guy. A flag? Explain terms to me. I better not jinx myself. Hard to explain, forget it. What color's the flag? Anyway, we're about to leave. Talk later. Bye. What if I was a chatbot?
I definitely had that thought earlier on.
What if this entire time Beek was talking to like an AI? That's like who he connected to.
This is 5 years ago. We didn't think about that.
We're just spewing random noise responses at everything. We already had that one game where you like awkwardly go to like the date, like you visit a married couple and they have an argument. That game already existed like a decade ago. That was like, God, remember that one? I will, because after tonight, I'll finally be the next Hokage. God damn it. I would ghost them immediately. Hey, I was just having lunch with Veef since Acro is still investigating the Palace Knights. I'm a little bored, so I figured I'd text you and see if you want to talk about anything instead of talking to Veef. Talk about Veef, talk about Veef, talk about Veef. Stop talking about food.
We must have a really good phone battery. Have they mentioned the battery at all?
Never mentioned battery. We're just not gonna acknowledge that plot element.
If
I do have to admit, it's a magic phone. Like he is messaging us from Isekai world.
Yeah,
so.
But it's funny that he questioned Bacon, but he didn't question his phone working for 4 days.
If the visual novel ends with, "Oh, my battery's dying. I don't have a way to charge it. I guess this is goodbye." That would be fun.
Wish me luck with my husbands, my multiple husbands.
You have fun doing... Actually, I never asked anything about you. I don't even know your name. Well, see ya.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we aren't friends. How should I put it? Viva's the kind of guy who you would describe as having resting poker face. Today, that's different. He's stewing over something pretty bad and he's showing it. It could be because Acro isn't here. I don't really know what to talk about. I try to talk about the capital and things we've seen, but he just gives one-line response and leaves it at that. He's closed off, and I'm out of things to say that won't just make things awkward.
But you'll text us with our one-word responses.
Yeah. It's just a guess, but maybe he's depressed over... You're right, exactly. We talk like Veef. Oh my god. I'm in danger. Oh, that's the bookmarks thing. Shit.
Be careful.
She's from a royal family, I think where we're at.
Oh, pause.
Amazing.
What the hell?
There's a pause feature that I'm like not fully registered because I've been so busy reading the game in rapid fire. Okay. Let's see. He's closed off and I'm out of things to say that won't just make things awkward. It's just a guess, but maybe he's depressed over coming to the capital itself. It seems like he knows this place like the back of his hand, but he doesn't talk about anything here. Even back in the village at Mr. Rabbit's, he shot down the suggestion of coming here, and then you've got Acro going to investigate at the palace alone. Maybe I should consider whether Veef has a relationship with the kingdom leaders? Perhaps he's from a royal family, and so that would mean that the lion... That would mean a lion based on the fountain from yesterday. I wonder if the different races of people in this world can breed together. I guess I might as well ask Veef. He said no. Species don't work like that, which would rule out any direct relationship with the royal family, which leaves the important person angle. Maybe he's a retired general, driven out of the knights during a political struggle. This might be a better question left for Acro. I don't feel close enough to Veef to ask a question about his past like that. On a lighter note, this food is delicious. The serving is way too much, though. I could only manage half a plate, and Veef ate the leftovers. He shovels down so much more food than me. All right, Veef just paid the bill and we're ready to move on. I suppose it's time to continue wading through this nostalgia trip with Veef. This nostalgia trip? Where you don't talk to him and he won't answer your questions? Jericho's right though, he should just be drowning Veef in non-stop dialogue because like we literally respond with like this much. This is how he talks to us. He's willing to talk this much with this little feedback. Take care of Veef, I guess. You get to hang out with a bunch of fantasy music, just chilling.
The stock music is pretty on point, I have to say.
I was gonna ask, do you think this is commission music or it's stock?
I don't know.
As fuck.
Stock as fuck. At the very least, it's one way of conveying the passage of time is that the song changes during time skips, I think, or at least sometimes. We met up with Acro. 3 days ago, the Palace Knights suppressed a magician's cult. They raided the building while a summoning ceremony was being held. Considering the time frame, it can't be a coincidence. I was probably summoned by that cult, which works out to match the librarian's theory. My summoning failed because the knights attacked my summoners and I was thrust into some random valley with an incomplete spell. And because I have no power... No, because the knights interrupted the ceremony, they're searching for me? How would they know if the summoning worked? Oh, Acro says that most of the knights believe the summoning failed completely. Beef promised me that as long as nothing bad happened, he wouldn't hand me over. But that doesn't stop the Shadow Man and the hungry wizard from coming after me. I'm still worried about them. I feel sorry for being a burden to Veef and Acro, but I don't want to be handed over to someone I don't know. Whether it be knights or the remnants of the cult. The Shadow Man, for one, is 100%... not good for sure. Acro and Veef look as worried and conflicted as I do. I need some time to think about all this. He's back! There's so many! Literally just like every time he thinks about the Shadow Man then attacks. Like he summons him with his brain.
I mean, I wish that would work. I'll think about the Shadow Man and have him show up in my house.
Yeah, just like Jericho, just the intrusive thoughts win and then, hello!
Boom!
It's me, Alex RTF. I'm in your bedroom now.
We missed a couple of CGs, oh.
How many? Did I say Alex or Axel? I meant Axel.
You said Alex.
Shadow monsters. Alex is the palette swap of Axel. It's black with white stripes. Everyone's shadows turned into monsters. Are you alright? Honey, we gotta work on your self-preservation instinct. This music this is the loudest song so far. Jesus Christ. I'm okay, but there's a lot of people in the city. Beef and Acro took care of the monsters that came after us. Acro stunned them with his glowing sword. But they keep coming and we can't help those far away. Acro's having us retreat to the temple. Are you saying everybody in the entire town's shadows woke up? That sounds like a Ganondorf level calamity.
Yeah.
Why do they want a human so badly? Be careful. We're at the temple now. A large group of people have escaped here and a contingent of soldiers are protecting them. The insignia on Acro's armor matches the one I see at the top of the entrance, so Acro must really be a paladin of this church. Inside of the temple is filled with the injured while the soldiers maintaining the perimeter outside. Beef went out to help the efforts, but I'm not sure if so few people can hold the line. Acro's talking to the priest. He's asking where the Kingdom Knights are. How did this happen so quickly? It's not only the injured I see, but also the... I don't want to talk about it. This is getting grim. There's so many bodies. The creatures used white phosphorus. You're like, I just wanted
oh my god!
You're just like, I just wanted the husbands. I just wanted to just click on the husband game.
We don't...
Are you alright? Are people being mutated? Are they turning into monsters? Are people turning into Grimm? I'm not hurt. I just want to know why it came to this. Why would the Shadowman go to these extremes just to get me? I should be the only thing he wants. I just don't understand why. Don't think too much. Just stop it. No more thinking. Head empty. That's not your fault. I know the Shadowman did this. Akra says the Kingdom Knights are holding their position in front of the palace. Veef says we need to go to the barracks within the palace. From his tone, I think Veef really does have a history with this palace. They want me to stay here at the temple. If my own shadow is a way to attack me, even the bottle can't keep me safe. But is it really safe for me to stay here? I'm sure the soldiers and priests will give it their all, and the priest will create a light like Akro to stun the monsters. But I don't know. Should I stay in this temple or go with Akro or Veef?
Don't be a burden.
Don't be a burden.
Holy shit!
What a mean thing to say. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
It just seems inevitable.
While we're like eating Doritos in our bed, like
yeah, we're just hanging out. We got full like triple chin, looking down at our phone pose, illuminated by the light of our screen, half dozing on melatonin, and we're like, don't be a lazy, don't be a burden on the system, man. You gotta work for it. Go with them. Does your phone automatically capitalize Kingdom Knights? Or do you do that? Is that their official name? Okay, I'll try. I can't. They won't let me follow them. They ran out before I could finish speaking. Injured people just keep coming in, damn it. That lard-ass wizard just turned up.
What the fuck? that lard
Oh, he's asking why I'm here. Because you can't help anymore. Thanks, jerk. He says I should be more powerful than I think. Talking about the rabbit? The food rabbit is the lard-ass? We were making fun of him for being fat when he had 2 scenes with the food? Is that what they were doing? That just seems mean. No idea what he's talking about. We tried every trick in the book. I'm weak and can't use proper magic. What else is there? Now he's saying demons aren't born to do magic. Even if that's true, I'm not a demon or whatever. Ha, he says that I'm have some sort of hidden power. What a load of hogwash, which is a mean thing to say in this universe. I'm just a human. If I don't have powers, I'm just the botched summoning. It's just the botched summoning to blame. I'd go and help those 2 if I really did have some sort of power, but the roly-poly wizard, what the fuck, says he should escort me to the palace. If I went with him, I could make it back to Veef and Acro, who'd protect me on the way. Even then, I don't know what to do. What if I can find a way to help them right when they need it? I want to try everything I can. What should I do? Leave, right? To go with Acro?
Yeah.
You gotta save them, or they're gonna be like those things
There's
you don't
another
want
one
to
where
describe.
it's like, what does you need to leave differ from don't mess around?
I feel like don't mess around is stay here and don't try anything.
Huh.
Because they're after me? Do you think I'm the one driving the shadow monsters here?
Yes.
Maybe so, but that doesn't matter, I guess. Stop calling the rabbit fat, it's getting weird. Who calls somebody a roly-poly?
In the heat of like battle.
Yeah.
For the CGs, it's like I think his clothes were a little snug, maybe, but he looked about as far as the rest of
He
them.
was drawn round.
Oh, that really is. He's supposed to be.
Yeah, he's got a big belly.
And he's got food in each of his CGs.
Yeah. I guess they're making fun of him for being fat. That's what they're going for.
Wow, I completely missed that.
Yeah. There's a lot of vulnerable people here. I can't risk a battle taking place. But this fatso is probably my best chance out of here. Stop.
Oops.
They called him a fatso now. Jesus.
That's what for?
Will you stay with me? I can wait, but I'm a bit, but if you're busy. I can hang out, just let more people die while you finish your Subway sandwich or whatever. Glutton Boy here says he can wait for you as well. I get a point in return feeling for some reason. If you're ready, tell me. They're telling me explicitly this is the point of no return in the I guess we're about to finish the game.
I suppose.
And the game just showed us how ugly it was out of nowhere. It's just relentless fat shaming. Like, holy shit. It's just like in one of my animes. Point of no return, let's go. Well, we get to pick a new visual novel soon. Get your choices ready.
You don't deserve the Rabbit Man.
Why do you think so mean to Rabbit? I mean, he is he's not a sympathetic character. He was trying to sell you, but what? Stop it! Okay, let's go. Glutton says it's a bad idea to go through the front door. He took me over to a pond behind the temple. Looks like he's going to perform teleportation magic to get us to the palace faster. Well, there goes all the adrenaline I built up to go charging out the front door. Sounds like we still won't be able to go directly to Beek Acro though. Here we go. I'm in the Central Avenue fountain. Ah, there's blood spattered across the glass pavers. Looks like the window monsters have already been through here. It's eerily quiet now. Oh, shadow monsters, not window monsters. I'm just gonna call this hare Glutton. Stop. Stop. Just call him the rabbit. You did it for the first 90% of the game. What happened? Refuses to tell me his name. He said there's 2 ways to get to the palace from here. Down the avenue or through the alleys. We're not sure which to pick. I mean, aren't the alleys full of shadows and explicitly the first place where you got attacked by a shadow monster? I feel like the alley kills you, right? Quick, vote.
Go for the first one. Go for the first one. I don't want to get a bad ending this far in.
Fair enough. You're stronger than I am.
They said the dark was bad, so...
Yeah, they set up specifically alleys are bad, but taking the fast route usually is the bad thing intuitively in narratives, so I'm like, okay then, let's go down the avenue.
Let's.
Just spawns like
let's, like we're going with them, yeah. Well, I mean, all my videos are called Let's Play, so... You're not fucking here, you're all fake. There's no people or monsters along here. No, just blood, lots of blood. Glutton is slowly leading me by the hand.
We're just calling him Glutton now.
Yeah.
Like...
we're hiding now. Looks like some shadow monsters just passed by. They didn't see us. Glutton covered us in some magical membrane to hide us. He must have used this to go invisible after we last met. We don't know where to move. No idea when another a group could patrol by. Glutton ran to the next street over to scout ahead. He's calling me over. I made it. A group of shadow monsters passed by just as I got over to Glutton. Nearly gave me a heart attack. Sadly, I'm not Solid Snake. I can't sneak my way out of any situation.
Okay.
Any inconspicuous boxes? Let's do the Snake Eater joke. Well, not really. Snake Eater's the worst suggestion for boxes, actually, but...
God.
I don't remember if you can have a box in Snake Eater. It wouldn't really help. No cardboard boxes, sadly. Only wooden crates filled with produce. My plan of tactical espionage action has been thwarted. We're just using the slogan of the game now. Nearby, there's a hotel with a stable attached. Inside the stable, I can see 3 mixed horse-wolf-like creatures munching away with some grassy feed mix. Show me. I need to see the monster.
Yeah,
what does it look like?
Description.
Why would the animals not have run away after everything that has happened? Our portly acquaintance. You have time to type acquaintance in this situation? Seems rather curious too. We're heading over to look. If the it's like these animals aren't afraid at all. Wouldn't they have been attacked? I'm just gonna pause it.
if there were so many more like pictures, like frantic pictures being taken and sent to us, this would be really, really exciting.
Yeah,
I'd
we're in the middle of the climax
it.
of the narrative, but like the last picture we saw was 50% of our CGs are this guy's food. We only have one picture collectively of the vague love interest characters.
We got the second one with food with them in the background.
Oh yeah, they're here. They're multitasking with this one. This is where we find out that he's just fucking jacked. He's so jacked.
He's a cute little babu.
I don't know if I can believe you when you say he's soft at this point. It's like comically strong.
Arco and Beef sleeping.
What are all of these
somehow
CGs
we didn't
of?
Sleep with him well enough to get a CG.
Yeah. I don't know what these pictures are of.
That was definitely a bath scene above that. So
this is definitely the bear laying in bed. Yeah.
What the heck?
Maybe it's an ending. These are almost the same picture, right?
These look to be in order.
But scroll up before the other one. I think that looks like the two of them are like in a water basin, like bathing above that.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, we died! You didn't pause!
What? But I did hit pause.
What the fuck?
You've received an ending. From here, you can restart the game at any time by using the restart button shown at the bottom of the screen. Or restart your progress will be cleared, but unlock such as photos in the albums will keep trying. New features will be unlocked if you have purchased a recovery. Let's see.
This is perfect. My groceries just got delivered, so I needed to step out for a second anyways.
What happened?
I'll be right back.
Oh my god. I paused it. What? The paused button didn't work. What a dick move. Let's see. Maybe the shadows attack much as only attack people. Whatever. We're about to make a move. The patrols are swarming the place. We can see them down every street. They're moving in groups of 3. We can hardly make it through. Glutton says he'll rush out and drive them away. Damn this reckless guy. He's off. I'm going after him. How? They're all here. Death noises.
Wow.
Full on like...
I'm assuming that's just essentially like a default bad ending for not making a choice. I'm wondering how difficult it is to avoid actually dying.
I don't know. That's like the full on like White Rabbit scene from what's it called? Holy Grail. Where it's like fucking like the kingdom of and you're like, you wouldn't. Oh, hello.
Okay.
We once again get a hint of a CG before it's available, I guess. The bookmarks just do this. So day 4 looks like that. He's just so fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even really a contrast. He's like as big as the bear is. Just straight up. Jesus Christ. But he's got the slutty hip cuts. Which is just peak design for your fantasy furry character. I guess I gotta start on the process of getting back to where we were while we wait for Jericho to get back. I might as well try to get there again. And if I make it there, I guess I'll quit the game to pause it for reals this time if he's not back yet.
I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I wonder if all of the branching narrative stuff is confined to individual days then.
Like you end up back on the main path by the end of the day, maybe.
I just wonder, because otherwise, like, how does the rewind function work? I wonder.
So the thing I was trying to point out in the album page was it looked like there's a CG where you can have like a bath scene with either Beef or Arco, is what I'm reading from that like blurry thumbnail. And it just makes me realize like there's probably an entire other scene that we've somehow completely skirted past.
So I got curious and I started looking at the flow chart for how the routes work, because we're just imprisoned in this time capsule right now. You have to receive the Beastman lover flag in order to unlock romances.
Oh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we're on a neutral route.
And you're given the choice to either bathe with Acro or Veef, and then sleep with Acro or Veef, each of which gives you either CG in both cases. So CG 5 and 6 are bathing with Acro or Veef, and sleeping with Acro or Veef is CG 8 and 9. Those were on day 2 and day 3. And all of that's just gone because we didn't successfully, like, gain Beast Lover. And, like, so it's like, let's see, so you either ignore, talk, or escape in that one, all the way back at the library. Yeah, you have to hide. We have to hide with the crowd and then say you think that the crowd people are cute in order to get Beast Lover. But if you hide in the alley, you just straight up can't.
I'm just
get Beast Lover.
I'm gonna get out ahead of what we're all thinking. So that's a pretty bullshit reason to not get any of the important, like the things people want to play.
When it's like literally what everyone was here for. If you pick a slightly different choice during the escape sequence, you literally are locked out of even being.
Reason.
The game just doesn't bother checking if you like furries.
Oh boy,
that's so strange. That's so strange.
I have not read Nekojishi, so I can't really speak super clearly, but I understand that Nekojishi is another one where it's like there's a lot of choices and you have to get every single choice right to get the best ending.
Yeah. It's extremely
kind of a different era of VNs.
Yeah. It's extremely strange that both outcomes, both the hiding and talking ones, lead to a conversation where you say whether or not you think beastmen are cute. Yes or no. But if you ignore instead of talk, you skip that entire conversation. And if you go in the alley instead of the crowd, you skip the entire conversation. Like, so they made sure the conversation was in both of the left and right choices earlier. But before that, there's another binary choice that locks you out of the entire conversation in both cases. And it doesn't have anything to do with beastmen. So it doesn't actually have to do with the answer about not liking them. Very strange. But then they still hit you with all of the route type choices where you keep picking between Acro and Veef, but then just doesn't. None of that matters. None of that matters because they already secretly opted you out of the question of whether or not you even like furries. That's bizarre. You literally have to replay the entire game to get those scenes. That's brutal. Well, that's the most disappointing thing so far about this process. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. That's just a baffling choice.
It just seems to come from like this era of VNs where like the whole point is that you're supposed to like that seems to be much more of a thing from like this kind of Tokimeki Memorial style design philosophy where it's like, oh yeah, the worst ending is just not playing it right, and then you just don't get the romance for anybody.
Like, yeah, I've heard that there's just. I've heard that it's like back then, like the visual novels were about like trying to like practically just like brute force all the different outcomes so you could figure out how like to get the romance to work, and it wasn't really.
Like that's the game experiences.
Yeah, I ran ahead moments before. Wait.
Hey, Rebecca. What?
Something's. Wait.
Something is different.
The rabbit's not here.
That's what I was wondering.
What did I do differently? Why is the rabbit gone? We're here without the rabbit somehow?
We had no nice things to say about him anyway, so...
Yeah, I noticed the conspicuous absence of fat phobia.
Yeah, I was like, hang on a minute. Was he an option? I don't remember it being a choice whether or not he was around.
It's been so long, I can't remember.
And I'm doing the same thing, just without him. But he guided me here last time, so that's confusing. Okay, the animals aren't afraid at all. Wouldn't they have been attacked? So we're back here. Did the shadow monsters only attack people? Doesn't matter, I need to move. How about riding one? Be the only option. Hope it works out. Please. I don't know how to ride a horse, but you can do it. Unless you just like dying for fun. Also, they're wolf horses, so like they just want to be helpful.
I'm really curious about the visual of a wolf horse.
Wish we could see it.
I'll give it a go. But I think it's too risky. What if I happen to fall? Just go. Just fucking do it.
Okay, I'll try my best. It's a little different than a horse. Feels weird, fluffy. I thought you didn't know how to ride horses, but it's obedient and it isn't struggling. Even if I let go of the reins, it trots along gently. The harness fits well too. Okay, time to change this. Charge the palace. How are you typing on a horse? I'm just letting go of these reins to type on my phone. It'll probably be fine. This person has no self-preservation at all. Super hard to type. Lots of R. Okay, at least we've caught up with the fact that it should be hard to type. Wall. Lots of R behind us. Wall. Heaps. Fair. Heaps of monsters can't stop. Go, get through. Scrolling up the flowchart, it looks like that Glutton is also an unlock. There's a flag earlier in the game that causes him. So maybe when you load a chapter, you lose the previous flags. So it's just a nightmare. So the whole checkpoint system's just a nightmare.
It was just our whole realization about like the Beast Lovers flag just kind of makes me realize like I can't really. Oh no! Oh no!
Made inside too many can't. Said it. Hello, you're right. Please, can you not die? Are you okay? Please don't fucking die on me again. My will to live is waning. What? Okay, that's a response. I don't know where I am. Okay, that's good news. You're awake? Maybe that he awokened his mage powers and obliterated the monsters, and then is waking up now in a pile of gore. I don't know. I think that's what happened. I think I can get it. There's a lot of people. They're all watching me type. I think I'm sitting inside of an arcane circle. There's mages chanting. A spell? I don't know what they're going to do to me. Veef is here too. What's going on? This... He says I'm being sent back.
Huh?
Back to my world? I don't know. What's going on? I don't know. No. It hurts. There's no time for a real goodbye. See you.
What the
You
fuck?
never receive a message ever again.
Was that a bad ending or what?
The end. You have reached an ending. From here, you're gonna restart the. It just ends.
Okay.
I mean, we would have to.
Let's see.
Says that that's the normal end.
We'd have to restart the whole thing to get any of the boy flags.
Yeah,
but yeah, they say that happens if you have the Glutton flag at all. So.
What is the Glutton flag though? If Glutton wasn't there in the story,
oh, we did. You know what?
absent,
We did eat part of his sandwich.
which makes us a glutton. No, I think no, it's the glutton as in like with the flag for having the rabbit. I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
what's confusing me is that what's confusing me is we didn't have the rabbit with us
today, but before we did.
Yeah, but we restarted and didn't have the rabbit, so all the dialogue wasn't reflecting the rabbit, but then the ending did or something.
Huh.
It's also just like not a satisfying ending to a story, obviously, like just abruptly just being like, eh. Yeah, I don't know. This is rough. I don't think I have the patience to keep looping, right? Like I don't think we want to do that to ourselves.
Like, I don't feel like I have a very clear path towards a good ending, or like how far back we even need to go.
And having to sit through the entire game again just to get the CGs, essentially. I guess he's home, probably.
Yeah, that's definitely what that was. He got sent back, but he doesn't want to go.
But he would still be able to text us. Like,
yeah, that part's
home.
funny. It's like, isn't your phone still normal? Or I mean, not still normal, but why you would think there'd be like follow up and being like, wow, I made it back, thanks, haha. But I mean, I'm gonna kind of miss them though. I guess humans are fine.
I don't know if I can go back.
Just kicks you out, yeah. And then has a restart button.
Crazy.
I don't think I can make myself start over. And there wasn't a single CG after this point. So like there's not even like an ending CG anywhere.
Yeah.
Huh. It's an interesting choice to have the majority of the CGs be the two love interest characters, but also you can just accidentally not have those storylines, so none of the visuals happen in the game.
Yeah.
Well, at least it was short. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll pick a different visual novel next time and see how that one goes. Huh.
Like I said, I think the intended experience is very much like, oh, you're supposed to feel really jazzed up about going back to the start. But my confusion is like, if I didn't have this ending chart, I would not know what the fuck I did wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're supposed to go into the crowd so that we'll have an arbitrary conversation about liking furries.
Yeah. It's like, the question wasn't whether or not we like furries when we chose to go in the crowds. It was, we chose not to go in the crowds because you suggested that we were going to get caught if we're seen by people. Which is weird. It looks like you get a bad ending if you go in the alley, which leads to, it looks like going in the alley can lead to a bad end, which suggests that they were actually flagging that the idea that you're supposed to recognize the alley is bad. So sometimes you're supposed to situationally recognize whether things are risky, and other times you're supposed to arbitrarily brute force it for outcomes. Also, it looks like, looking at the flowchart, the jokes about dev mode were real. You actually, if you activate dev mode twice via dialogue, you actually receive new route
That's the art
splits
of them
throughout the game.
Fighting against the shadow guy, yeah.
You have to activate dev mode.
11 and 12 are Acro becomes the hero or Veef becomes the hero.
It looks like if you activate
relationship check.
Yeah, it looks like if you activate dev mode and twice in like day 1 and 2 or whatever, then like during this scene, whether you pick the alley or the avenue, even when you're in the route for the bad thing to happen, if dev mode's unlocked, then you can just skip to the you essentially skip like the ending.
Am I reading this right? Like dev mode having those two flags is the only way to get to the true ending?
Yeah, it looks like going by the flowchart that the dev mode is literally the only way to access the true endings where you actually can have and the relationship outcomes where they, I guess that the idea there is that like dev mode is like your power, because phone was the power, so it's like the idea that like with the power of dev mode you use the phone power, and that means that that's the only outcome where he actually conjures powers. And then he uses his powers to save them, and then your love interest becomes the hero, it looks like.
Right.
It's very funny to me that because we weren't in romance mode, the game just disregarded our flags about who we were closer to. Because it's still, even if you're not going to fuck them, like, it still makes more sense to that you're obviously spending, like, if we pick Acro every single time, it's really weird that there's a version of the game that just ignores that and doesn't respect that, and then it's just like, so suddenly you're hanging out with Veef all the time for no reason.
It does say that on this ending chart that it defaults to Veef. Yeah,
and then it, like, that's very strange to implement it that way. It should still reflect the person you're spending more time with, obviously. But yeah, I'm showing the screen on the audience to the audience now, and it's like looking at this, like, it literally is like, are they cute? Do you think they're hot? There's two separate ways to have the conversation that unlocks Beastman Lover, but having the conversation at all isn't mandatory. So if you don't trigger that dialogue, you just lose the entire point of the game, basically.
So you simultaneously can't get the true ending because you went an alley, and you also can't get any of the CGs you played the game for.
I'm pretty sure I'm the
funny because they tease you with them the whole time.
Yeah. Very strange.
I'm pretty sure I'm the person who threw out there that we should go into the alley. I think I'm the person who vocalized that.
I can't believe you ruined our lives.
Sorry, everybody.
You ruined all of our lives.
No, I was the same way. They make it like they hint like, oh, you don't want to be seen, so go hide. Like,
no, it's very strange. Oh well, people can check it out themselves if they want. I don't want to sit through the whole thing again from scratch. It'll take hours just to get the change that we're. I imagine basically everything will be the same, except out of note there'll suddenly be a bathing scene in the middle that we didn't get.
And then a sleeping scene, and then.
Whereas if you aren't loving Beastmen, you don't even get to bathe. You're just a stinky boy all week. Well, see you guys next time.
bye.